So, welcome, and I give directly to Greg. It's Greg's corner this time.
Hello and welcome to our spooktacular Cubs Corner Halloween edition, 5th annual. That's my best Lugosi, people. So, yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
Halloween again. Woo! And we have a very
Yeah.
scary lineup today. Not just our list of movies, but we've got the very scary Grumpy Dragon with us, Bazzil Broketail. How you doing, Bazzil?
Grumpy as ever.
Grumpy as ever. There you go.
Never
And
enough.
Cat Claw Entertainment will hopefully be joining us later. And we, of course, have my good friend Cub of the Lone Wolf Cub and also Cub's Corner channel. How you doing, Cub?
Yeah, I'm fine. And we already talked a little bit before the stream. I'm working on my schedule for next year, 52 reviews, and they're all set in place, but they need preparation. And one big chunk of them is going to be all the Universal monsters who get separate videos, some of them even 2 or 3, or like Dracula 6.
So the Universal monsters, for people who don't know, that would be like what, the Mummy, Dracula, that lineup?
Yes, we got, it's called the Dark Universe Origins. I'm using the Dark Universe logo because Universal doesn't need it anymore. Because they hired a hack like Kurtzman, who directly, who they gave the Dark Universe, and he decided to directly tank it with the Mummy. Can you remember?
Yes, I do remember. Wasn't that Tom Cruise?
Yeah, but Tom Cruise looks older than the Mummy, and where the whole Dark Universe only consists of one planet.
You know, that's a shame too, because that could have been a great series of monster movies if they'd done it right.
No,
I would have started. You know, my favorite of that genre class would be the Invisible Man. You know, an anti-hero.
Yeah, and it's going to be. It's going to be in my reviews. I'm going to keep the Dark Universe alive. I already made in the Dark Universe series the Invisible Man and the Mummy, as you know, and here the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I already made these videos back then, if you can remember, and they have all the Dark Universe introduction here.
What would be your favorite character from the list of Dark Universe monsters? As I said, mine would be Invisible Man, the original Invisible Man, not this terrible one they made recently. I'm talking 1930s.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're talking about first off. People don't know that the Dark Universe, the original monsters from Universal, they start earlier. They don't start with Dracula with sound 1931. They already started with Phantom of the Opera in a silent movie here in 1923.
So you would put Phantom of the Opera in that Dark Universe monster category?
No, but the Dark Universe,
like a prequel or something.
No, the Dark Universe is in principle are the Universal monsters, and the Universal monsters are horror movies, which per definition, I looked it up, and this is official.
So you're saying that Phantom of the Opera would be a forerunner of these other horror movies?
Yeah, I have to include it, but I'm not going to include it like the real monsters, because we have to.
It's not really a monster; it's a human.
Yeah, the Universal monsters or Universal monsters or the Universal monster movies, they began already with Phantom of the Opera and even earlier they began with the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Did you know that? That was the first one. And
no, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and I'm going to include that also, but probably not with the Dark Universe logo, but I'm going to make a review on it, just that people have all these original Universal monster movies or horror movies, because I know Hunchback is not the monster and so on, but these are the horror movies that are officially
at the time
listed.
they would have considered him monstrous, right?
Yeah, but these are officially.
But he's not an official monster. I understand your definition.
Yeah, but they are. If you look up the Universal monsters, then they are officially listed from 1923 to 1958 or something like that. This is the official lineup, and I'm not making a monster of these poor creatures. This is just the official lineup, because the Hunchback of Notre Dame and also the Phantom of the Opera, these they were, and also Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. These were silent movies that kicked off the Dark Universe monsters that we know, like Dracula, Frankenstein, and so on. Because Dracula, the first one with sound in 1938, was supposed to be in the vein of Phantom of the Opera, the silent movie from 1922. It was supposed to be like that, just with sound.
How do you get that information? Is it from reading on books about it?
No, this is official statement from Universal.
Okay, so it's from the statement from Universal. I'm just looking at where you were getting that information.
No, you can find it everywhere on Wikipedia or other sites. This is what they have said back then, or when they're in interviews.
I believe you. I was just trying to find out what where it was coming from.
I was surprised myself, Greg, and I don't want to confuse the people that introducing Dark Universe logo and then something like Hunchback of Notre Dame. Probably this is not going to get a Dark Universe logo, but I'm going to make a review anyway on it, so that people, if they really want to, and going to mention that it is the kind of the first that kicked the first horror movie from Universal that kicked off together with Phantom of the Opera, kicked off the dark the Universal monsters, the well-known Universal monsters that returned, because they never returned. That's the problem with these monsters in quotes. Because people like monsters like Dracula, Frankenstein, and so on, they returned and had crossover and things like that. But these other ones, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or Phantom of the Opera, these were just one-offs, and this is the way it originally supposed to be. They didn't really intend to make a Universal monster universe or something like that. These were one-offs, most of the time based on novels and literature and things like that. That was the go back then when they made these movies, and now they're back to the same go, as you recognized. Now, when they discovered that the monster universe doesn't work, they make now one-offs with these hacks from Blumhouse.
Sometimes I think it's better to have a bunch of one-offs than to have them sit and concentrate on a single series, because they don't seem to be able to do justice to any kind of sequels. I mean, it's not on the list, but we could discuss the Joker 2 movie, which is absolutely horrible.
Horrendous, yeah, I know. Yeah, thanks that you put it on the list. Oh, Bazzil, have you seen it also, the Joker 2
Yeah, it's terrible.
No.
It's unwatchable trash. I mean,
I've heard it's just garbage. I didn't want to waste my time and money with it.
yeah, you're right not to. I mean, it's the thing about the Joker.
There has to be a reason. I mean, a limit to what these clowns are doing. They just like the Halloween and the Freddy movies. They just keep doing this shit over and over and over and over. Kill it.
And doing it badly.
Batman is another example. They just slaughtered it.
Yeah, but
One
to finish
is fine.
the Joker thought,
that is crazy.
Right. So on the initial Joker, it kind of it wasn't really a superhero movie. It was a kind of a cross between one and the other, a drama, and it touched on the Joker was this white guy, who didn't have any money and was and needed medical attention. And as you know, in America, we have like a healthcare crisis, and Obama certainly didn't fix it. He made it much worse because he destroyed most of people's health plans. So they reflected that in the movie, and Kathy doesn't like superhero movies. They're okay, but she wanted to go see the Joker, and she enjoyed it because of what it was, because of how it told a truth, and because it told a truth that is uncomfortable for Hollywood, which is that there is a lot of white males who are just in terrible shape in this country, millions, and they've got no health care, and they're just totally abused by the system, and it spoke to her and to me, and to have that taken and purposely destroyed with this horrible sequel, this so-called musical that's actually just a middle finger up to the fans of the first movie. If you like the first movie, do not go see this second movie. It's not even worth discussing. It's that bad.
And it's that bad that that I don't like Joker. The first movie, we talked many times of it, and that we are contrary on this movie. I know that you like it, the first Joker, and I couldn't stand it, and I told you exactly why I couldn't stand it. I thought it.
But you recognized that it was a reflection of what's happening in America as a dramatic movie,
Sure.
Because I told you this, and Bazzil can confirm it. So even though you didn't like it, you recognized the truth that it spoke. Go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you, but
the thing is, normally this movie is made for people like me who didn't like the first movie. You should think, or not. You should think this is exactly my movie, that I enjoyed it because the Joker got put down, put in his place, and even strapped from the title Joker at the end by getting replaced. But I hated this movie. I hated the second one because the first one I thought was just boring. I couldn't stand it because I thought, first off, it has nothing to do with the Joker from the comic books, and for me it was just boring. I understood the message, but I thought the execution, I didn't like the execution at all. Also, I can't stand Joaquin Phoenix anyway. But all that aside, the second one is a real disgrace also for normal audience. For normal audience, I just wanted to be entertained. It didn't matter to me that I didn't like the first movie, because at least I thought, okay, now he's the Joker. Now he can do fancy stuff, at least comic book accurate, something like that. That was my hope with the second one.
Yeah, and it was a real Joker.
Yeah, but the thing is, he didn't.
The same lines as the genre with the Batman theory or Batman series. There's a new one now out with Penguin. That is going to be an excellent series. I watched the first one with
the Penguin. Penguin is on the list.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get to that, Bazzil. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah, no, I finished. As I said, this second movie is a middle finger to everyone. It's not just a middle finger to the people who are fans of the first movie. It's also a middle finger to people who just want to watch a movie, who want to be entertained. Because first of all, it has nothing to do with the comic books. It's more of an art house movie or something like that, which has. But why he included Harley Quinn and Two-Face? For what reason? For which reason did he include these two comic book characters? When it has
No
zero
idea.
to do with the comic books. Because in the first one, we know, yeah, it was not a Joker movie from the start. He just pitched it that way. And he inserted the scene here with the Wayne, with the father of Bruce Wayne. He inserted that scene, even if it didn't make any sense, that he meets a little Batman boy or whatever.
Well, as I said back at the time, I didn't consider it a superhero movie. I considered it a drama about the plight of lower class white men in America, and for that, it was a good movie.
Yeah, and the things that I criticized with the first one, as you know,
although I acknowledge Joaquin Phoenix could have done a better job, and he's not my favorite actor either. I was surprised. I wasn't. And the fact that Kathy liked it means that it crossed over from superhero. This is a way they could have saved the superhero genre, which is dying. It's what I was trying to say. You could do these crossover deals where you have an actual story with a drama, and maybe it's connected to the deal, and maybe it's not, and you can have a little fun with that. But they threw that away. They destroyed this bridge to an escape from the destruction of the superhero genre.
Yeah, but let's talk about the real problem here. What's the name of the hack who made this movie? This Hangover guy.
I can't remember.
The director.
Yeah, I know who you mean. He's not. I don't remember. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
he's the jerk who did this on purpose.
Hack, he is the same kind of hack like this Garland guy here with Civil War. He's a leftist, and he can't keep his politics in his pocket. He has to show. He was so pissed that the wrong people liked his first movie. The wrong people.
People like me.
Yeah, that he made the second one on purpose to insult his wrong audience. So he wanted to lecture his audience.
It flopped tremendously, worse even than the Marvels. People caught on to it, and they destroyed him for it. He thought he could get his money before people realized, what he had done. But we caught him, and we destroyed him for it.
Yeah, and I said back then when he made the first Joker, I said this guy is a hack. I can't stand his. Couldn't stand his Hangover movies. I couldn't stand his other work. And especially, I couldn't stand Joker because for me, he's a hack. And yes, I know that the story is important, but the execution was too sloppy for me. Because things like, the
movie had all kinds of problems.
Yeah,
I was just amazed. I was amazed.
The Joker gets beat up in the subway from rich guys.
I understand what you're saying,
from rich guys. Really, is this our problem nowadays? You go to the subway and some millionaires or rich guys beat you up from Wall Street. Is that the problem of the people?
No, that's not the problem. It's ridiculous.
And these are things that pissed me off with the first Joker, because I thought the story could have been great, especially the ending and the uprising and things like that. I would have loved to see that, but not executed in this way. I thought the execution was horrible.
You're absolutely right. You're right about all of that. I was amazed that they touched the subject at all in a positive way. And he obviously didn't even realize what he was putting on the screen, because he didn't realize the resonance it would have with the underclass. And you can't give the underclass even a tiny little nibble. And if you do, like you say, it's going to be covered in shit. So
Yeah.
I understood all the flaws of the movie, but I was shocked that they actually made, and it does not shock me that they immediately came back and stuck, their thumb in the eye of everybody who could have said, "Hey, look, this is an important topic that we need to talk about." You know what I'm saying, Cub? It was
Yeah.
a movie where you can actually have a change in society, but that can't be allowed to happen because it's the wrong color people. If it had been black, or if she'd been a woman or something, well, that's fine. That's what we always get. That's the exact same thing. So
Yeah.
I was shocked that they touched the subject at all. And yes, of course, they're going to give it to a terrible director, but only a director who doesn't realize that he's working against the plot. He
Yeah.
wasn't smart enough to realize his politics weren't right. You know what I mean? It was like in the Soviet Union when you had a movie, there was always a political commissar, who would be on the movie to make sure all the political points are right. That's what it is nowadays with the Democrats. They have a Democrat on there, and they don't actually, but they might as well.
Yeah. And here, I could now go everywhere and say to the people, look, I was right. I was right about this Todd Phillips guy. That's his name. I couldn't stand
That's him.
even one of his former movies. I watched them all. I know the Hangover trilogy and so on. And for me, this Todd Phillips guy was always a hack. And when he made this Joker thing, I was one of the few people who said, this execution is horrible. Joker is not as good as people think it is. And this director, he's for me not a director. He was never a real director.
I'm just saying, I don't think it was popular because of the director or any of those things. I think the story resonated and it caught on with the underclass.
Yeah, I understand.
What's really strange too is the way that Heath Ledger in the first movie. Heath Ledger just got so involved in that character, it drove him crazy.
Now, that's true.
There was so much pressure on him to make it perfect.
Yeah,
but he had a lot of issues.
And this Todd Phillips guy, he's such a hack. He stuck it even to Heath Ledger and dishonored his legacy. Did you get that, Greg?
No, I didn't. What did he do?
Did you get that at the end? The Joker cuts his face, the real Joker that kills our fake Joker, and he cuts his face in the vein of Heath Ledger.
Yeah, that's where he got that. I didn't even think about that.
And so he sticks it even to the legacy of a dead actor who on his best performance. So this is really disrespectful, or not?
Yeah, especially since that was a role that basically drove him insane.
Yeah. So that is also a thing that really pisses me off. And I'm not even the biggest fan of the Dark the Dark Knight. Was it called here? The second Batman movie from Christopher Nolan.
To be fair, though, you are easily pissed off.
Yeah, I'm easily, but I was not even
about everything. That's true.
No, I was more into the Two-Face in this movie. I thought Two-Face got the short end, and I'm not such a big Joker fan. I'm much bigger Two-Face fan, and I would have liked to see more of Two-Face and not so much of Joker. But I know the Joker performance was excellent, and don't. I'm not saying that it was not a good performance, but as a Two-Face fan, of course, for me, the Joker part was not that interesting like the Two-Face part, which I would have liked to see more of. And I was really pissed that he died at the end.
Okay. I guess we ought to move on. We got a lot of stuff, and Joker wasn't even on the list.
Nee, that
Okay,
was
but
our Joker.
that's true,
Greg.
and we needed to talk about it. It should have been on there. At any rate, let's go to. Have you got a chance to see the M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap? Have you seen it, Basil?
No, I didn't
Did
know
you
that
get a
was on
chance
the
to?
list.
It wasn't on the list. It was added recently. You really have to check back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it would be better if somebody would communicate better about the movie list.
Yeah,
It's
a
got to be
problem
frustrating.
of communication. The same problem with our politicians, the communication problem.
That's true.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I would say Trap has the wrong title. It should better be called Crap, I would say, or not. What do you think, Greg?
Oh, I don't know. So we haven't even give the basics of it. It's a M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's about a I don't know. Would you call him a serial killer or something? And he
Yes.
goes
Oh,
to
Track. Yeah. I saw a little, a quick review on that not long ago. Yeah, it's actually looks pretty good.
yeah. I thought we watched it together.
It's a serial
I
killer
thought we
who
watched
gets.
it together, Basil, but I didn't want to say anything. At any rate,
Yeah.
He starts out the movie going with his daughter to like one of these concerts of these like Beyonce or something. Ironically,
Taylor Swift, something like that.
right. So last night or night before, Kamala Harris was in Houston with Beyonce, and she got booed and heckled relentlessly.
Who would have thought that?
You know what? Hey, the cool thing about that is that girl that was the singer, she wrote
Beyonce.
all the music and sang the music herself.
Yeah, and she's the daughter of the
Beyonce or somebody
director.
else. Beyonce wasn't in the movie.
She's the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan.
The actor. I mean, the
Yeah.
director.
Yes, she's this whole movie was just an advertisement for his daughter, for his singing
Is that
career.
right?
Yes.
Really?
It was a strange movie. It starts out like he's trying to get out. The trap would be, I guess, the police are trapping him in the theater or whatever you go, the event stage. At any rate, it moves on to different kinds of movies where he goes out of the theater and into other locations, and of course the Beyonce type performer goes with him to save his daughter, and then it's just so unbelievable.
Yes,
Did you find it?
and she mutates during the movie to the main character.
Yes,
because it's his daughter, and also she can't act. She neither
didn't
can
understand
sing.
why.
She neither
makes
can
a lot
sing
more
nor
sense.
she can act. And we could enjoy her whole concert, every song we could enjoy in a full length, and then she mutates to the main actor, even to the main character in the whole movie.
So we're dealing with a situation like what was the one where they did that the thing about the future Earth, and he had his boy in there,
Afterbirth.
Yeah, he had his son playing the main role. Who's the guy who slapped the guy in the
Will Smith's Afterbirth.
Yeah,
Where Will Smith and his Afterbirth play in After Earth.
So we're basically talking the same situation here. See, I didn't realize she was his daughter. So now it all makes freaking sense, you know?
Yes, now it makes sense that somebody who clearly can't act to save his life.
Yeah.
She can't act to save his life and to make him the main character.
Just like Will Smith's son in that movie, he couldn't act at all.
Yeah. You mean not Karate Kid, not Kung Fu Kid?
Yeah, whatever he's called. He's not memorable enough to name.
Jaden Smith, yeah.
That's him. That's him. So anyway, Trap. It's not the best M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's probably one of his worst.
No, it's right in the middle. I would say it's because he made much worse ones.
That's right. I mean, it's watchable. I was surprised that they put so much money into this pop star. You know, I mean, they really did the stages, and it looks like they put on a huge concert just to make the movie, and I was impressed with the detail that he did with that. So they put a lot of money into the movie that you can see on the screen. It's not a bunch of CGI money. You know what I mean? Where people are standing there.
It's all actual stuff.
Yeah, so at least it's practical, right?
Yeah, because his daughter is a singer. Because they didn't have to prepare big for that, because that's what she does. She is a singer.
Yeah, you try to do that.
She's actually a singer?
Yes, this was a promotion for his daughter. The whole movie is just a promotion project for his daughter.
I thought she was only a singer in the movie, and he was trying to launch her.
No, okay. What I've heard is she's a singer, and that is her first acting gig or something like that. That's what I've heard. But I never heard her music besides of the movie, which I skipped forward every time when she opened her mouth. I have never seen.
You didn't even listen to the songs?
They were god awful.
You expect what really do that? Come on.
God awful crap. Sorry. This was really a musical, not like Joker 2, wannabe musical.
That's true.
Yep, I would say let's leave this crap trap whatsoever.
Okay, so now we have another terrible movie, Quiet Place Day One, which I thought it was terrible. It's just boring. People, you know, how many times can you sit there? Oh, let's hold their mouth closed or whatever. You know, if
I watched that together a long time ago. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, so it's bad. And so these aliens or whatever, okay, they react to noise, right?
Yeah.
I would set up traps with explosives. You have like a horn with an explosive, goes off when they come close. Boom. No more alien.
Yeah, but the aliens make no sense at all, because if somebody is so sensitive to noise, you can kill him with noise. Have you thought about that?
Not only that, Cub,
an explosion would kill the aliens because it's too loud for them.
Not only that if you set up a noisemaker next to a bomb, these aliens have to respond. So they fly in and you blow them up. Not just the noise, but the actual explosion. I can think of several ways that this is that we would destroy these guys. You know, I mean,
but
it's just like you say.
Yeah, but Greg, you have clearly seen that the military has zero chance against them for reasons. For reasons.
We don't actually see it
because when you come with a flying object like a plane or a helicopter, whatever, which chance do these aliens have? I don't understand. They have zero chance. Or if you're in a tank, for example.
Yeah.
How can they do anything against
even
you?
An armored car?
Yeah. Or even outrun them, like our protagonists here.
I didn't see them tearing cars open or anything. Yeah, and it's just they're so stupid. I thought all of the Quiet Place movies are stupid. This one's especially so. I didn't even make it through the whole stupid movie. I made it to about 3/4 of it, and it was just so bad I had to turn it off.
No, I made it to the end, and at the end, here our black character and her white friend, gay friend, whatever, they survive.
Yeah, the guy she picked up with the cat.
Yeah, and she doesn't go with him.
Well, I was rooting for the cat.
He survives on the ship with the others, and she stays in the town because she has cancer anyway, and that's the end.
Yeah, well, she was in hospice at the beginning. I don't know. The
Yeah,
hero of the movie was the cat.
And
yeah. She
suddenly
had a kind of.
suddenly, you know, in the hospital, supposedly dying, and then suddenly she's cured, and then can run around like a crazy person, you know, chasing
All
down these
she wanted
aliens
was
or
a piece
whatever.
of pizza from the city, right, Cub?
Yes,
Yeah.
but she wasn't cured. She just started to enjoy the life that was left. I thought the premise itself was not that bad because she had a real arc. That's true. Because she started out bitter and didn't want to live because she knew that she has cancer but thanks to this situation, she started to appreciate the life, even the little life that she had left, which
there
I
you go.
liked. I liked this story, this character arc. I liked, but of course, the movie itself is still crap.
Well, I didn't make it through all the crap to get to that golden nugget of Q enjoyment at the end.
Yeah, so yeah,
I'm glad they had something in there for you, Q.
Yeah,
I mean, Cub.
yeah, really, it's sad because the arc itself makes sense. That somebody who thinks that his life is over, and so he gives up the life that he has still left, instead of appreciating every day you have left. When you know that that you are going to die soon or whatever, then enjoy every moment of the rest of your life. Don't be sad and say, oh, it doesn't make any sense anymore, things like that.
So she was doing the Cub plan. Just be the biggest pain in the ass you can to everybody around you in the time you have left.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the reason why she came up so unsympathetic at the end. When she started to appreciate her life. Oh my God! Now I remember. I totally hate this movie.
Right? Oh man. Okay, so
Now you remember, right?
okay, so here's one that I think Bazzil had seen. Did you get a chance to see Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley? The new.
Some of it, it's pretty good. I mean, it's set in a time where you know, they're bringing back Eddie Murphy. He's like 60 years old now, maybe a little older,
Yeah, I
and he's
think
still got the same energy level he did years ago.
he's
He's
got to be in his
phenomenal in this.
70s. And you know, he
Yeah,
was the only
he's
one who
actually.
looked good. Everybody else looked so
Yeah,
old.
Judge Reinhold is actually pretty good. He still looks pretty good, and but the acting in it is great. And they actually did. They didn't use CGI in this one either. It's all practical. That's
Yeah, that's
another good
all
thing about it.
positive. And all the old actors were great, I thought. But the
Yeah.
whole storyline with his daughter and his daughter being mad at him. I'm so sick of these
Oh,
movies
yeah, that was
with these
a little bit screwed.
daughter with daddy issues. You know, if they would have cut that
Yeah,
part of the plot out, you would have had a pretty good old style action movie from the 80s. I can appreciate that.
yeah,
It had some good
yeah.
stuff, but every time they went back to the daughter, it's like it drugged the movie down. What did you think about that, Cub?
I wanted to ask you, did you send Kat an invitation?
Yeah, I sent her the link to the show on the Discord.
Oh, okay, okay. I just wanted to be sure that we didn't forget her or something like that.
No, I sent it to her yesterday, but I didn't hear from her.
Oh, okay, okay. Then
I know she had planned to be here. She told me she was going to, but you know, she's got stuff going on like we all do.
yes,
Might have
yes.
got some
I've
other things going. She
just
might have been
sent her
busy.
another invitation because I wasn't sure if
Yeah,
it's
go
not
ahead and send her an extra one.
yeah, that it's not our fault that she isn't
It's
here.
probably your fault.
No, let's put it on Dragon.
Let me put it another way. Did you send an invitation? If you didn't, then it might be your fault.
Yeah,
How
but
about you?
I'm not the producer of the show. You are the producer.
But
as
it's
you
your
know.
show.
Yeah, but it's Greg's Corner. It's just called Cup's Corner. You know that.
No,
Secretly.
I sent her one. I made sure to.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's overtaken secretly, like the deep state. In fact, it's Greg's corner, and we are here just the puppets.
Right. But I didn't get the invitation till late last night.
Well,
So
he did his
he may
part.
have
He
made.
sent her an invitation. He told me so. I will concur with him.
Because I had an interview
believe
with
it.
a vampire, with Dracula himself. I told you that already.
Ah,
It's Germany.
Oh,
I'm
but
assuming there's mummies and freaking vampires and werewolves all over the
zombies
place.
too. Don't forget about the
There's got to
zombies.
be. You've got the Black Forest.
The
Come
German
on,
zombies, man.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
and
over there.
zombies.
Hey,
You
I
know.
had to fight all the Universal monsters. I'm preparing these things since weeks, so I had no time for anything else.
Okay, so you didn't answer the question. What did you think about the Beverly Hills Cop movie and the daughter issue?
I thought it was unnecessary because constantly seeing these old heroes being bad parents or bad fathers, especially, is
I don't
getting
think we've ever
tired.
seen one be a bad mother. Can you name even one? It's always bad father.
Yeah, it's always bad fathers, and also pulling daughters out of the ass. As you know, the Beverly Hills Cop TV series, which was got never made, but the pilot episode was made by Barry Sonnenfeld, the guy who made Addams Family. He directed the pilot episode for the TV series a few years ago, and in the TV series, Axel Foley shows up. Eddie Murphy shows up to introduce his son.
Well, that's cool.
So a few years ago, he had a son for the TV series, and now he suddenly has a daughter. This is
A
Bill and
pissed off
Ted's
daughter, a daughter who hates him, of
Yeah.
course, right?
Yeah, this is a Bill and Ted's situation, where in Bill and Ted's 2, they introduce their two sons, Bill and Ted Jr., and in the next movie, they both turn magically into daughters and take over.
What do you think about them doing that, Bazzil? Bazzil? Never mind.
He's in secret cave again.
Well, maybe he's getting more coffee.
Dragon cave.
He's a grumpy dragon, so maybe he's just not answering. Okay, well, I know he wanted to discuss Beverly Hills and the I guess
Hey, I told you we should have get the other dragon here, Sean Connery.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Okay, so
the dragon from Dragonheart. If people don't get
I'll give it.
Oh, there he is. I hear him.
Maybe a thumbs up. Rip, that could have. Yeah, they're more clear maybe.
Is there like an audio issue, or is that on my end?
Yeah, Basil, tell us about Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley.
So strange. Yeah.
Yeah, I got lost.
I think your cord's not plugged in right or something, dude. Because you're fading in and out. We can't hear you. Bazzil.
No more aliens. Yeah, but the aliens
Huh?
make no sense.
So,
I'm definitely hearing you in the background. Okay, so I guess we're done with Beverly Hills Cop. It was not that good. An unnecessary sequel. It has its moment. It has moments. You heard that Bazzil liked some of it. We could hear more if his audio was working. Are you there, Bazzil?
And also, it makes part 3, which was awful, look really good now.
That's true. It does make 3 look better. So that's a positive, huh?
Yeah, because in 3, there was at least a little bit action.
It felt like they were trying to do a fun homage, but they didn't know how to do it. They fumbled it, and they had to include the daughter being mad at him. They have to include that. It's so weird. Why not just have a fun action movie? Why throw that whole? It destroyed the movie.
And why do we have to constantly see our former stars and heroes with their naked ass in the hospital at the end? And old and worthless. Why do we have to see that? Is that really necessary?
It's the same reason they did that to Indiana Jones. Well, they showed him old and naked in his tiny apartment.
Best example, Tremors. Can you remember the not the last Tremors movie, the sixth one, not the seventh one, part 6, where he also was ill and we saw his
Burt
naked
Gummer,
ass.
you mean?
Yeah, Burt Gummer. I know he's not as popular and well known as all the big stars, but it's the same issue. It's the same issue with former heroes, that we have to see them down and broken and being bad.
No, you're right.
And everything. And it doesn't matter if it's a big movie or it's a small movie or a small franchise, but it bugs me. And I criticized it, by the way, in this small one. I criticized it exactly the same way as I did with the big ones. So
but Burt was he wasn't the star of the original movie, but he was a solid actor, a solid character, and a fun character, one that you root for, one that you grow older with, basically, because so you're right. It bothered me how they ended it, but
and from part 3 on, by the way, he was the star.
He was the star. You're right.
He was the star, and to put him down in part 6, it's so bad. Put him down.
You're right. He was the star of the later movie.
Yeah. So really,
but not of the. He made himself the star by because people loved him. He's one of these little characters who people enjoy. And
and also, I didn't need to a comeback from Kevin Bacon or whatever. I wasn't looking forward to that. I thought Burt Gummer is the new star of the Tremors series, and I would have been fine if they made a big movie with him. It really didn't have to be Bacon again, because you never can capture this the lightning.
I think it would have been fun to have Bacon come back, though.
Yeah, it would have been fun if he would have come back as an equal star, but not as the big star, and then Burt takes a back seat or something like that. That wouldn't be fair to Burt, because he did he played his ass off to keep this series alive.
That's true.
And if people want to know more about that, my least watched video, the Tremors retrospective, is also my longest one, by the way.
Oh wow!
Yeah, where I put original Texas.
It is a good one. I mean, you go over the series too.
Yeah, and first time where I put original Texan country music in it. Country music from Texas.
That's cool.
From a band which is called Texas Lightning. It's a German band, but if the band has Texas in the name, it has to be a Texan band, or not?
Yes.
So probably this is original Texan country music, or not?
Probably.
From Germany.
Well, we do have a lot of natural German Texans, as we've talked about before. There's a lot of Texas was settled by Germans. You've got a lot of German names of Texas cities, and there's a whole dialect of what's called Texas German.
Yeah, and the reason, by the way, why I used this song is really the lyrics, because I thought the lyrics were really touching for the subject matter, because I knew that Bert dies at the end, and I was a little bit sad about that, and that's one of the reasons why I even used this song, because I thought the lyrics would transport this well, this kind of sadness a little bit at the end when he's gone.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, Grumpy is back. Oh, everything okay with your sound now, Bazzil?
I hope so. I have internet connection problems. My phone doesn't want to recognize my internet. No, it wants to be stupid.
Yeah, we wanted to know how did you like Beverly Hills Cop here, the last one, part
It
4?
was all right. I mean, sort of the daddy-daughter crap, you know, the rest of it was pretty good.
I think
I actually
Bazzil
liked
enjoyed seeing the old crew back, which he doesn't normally like. So I think there was something special about the crew. Hey, there's Loser 3000 in the chat. I invited him over here. Hey, L3.
Yeah, hi, Loser, and nice to see you there. And also we have Burly Bear.
Yeah, he's been here for a while.
Thomas Andersen is also here. These are regulars from my German stream.
Oh, Borley. Yeah, cool. I didn't have my chat going. And
Yeah,
so welcome to Borley Bar.
For a while.
So that's Borley Bar. That means bear in German, right?
Yeah, Burly Bear. It's called. Yeah. So yeah, I would say so much for stupid Beverly Hills Cop, because really this franchise is done. Or don't you think so, Greg?
Oh yeah, it's done.
Because Eddie Murphy is not willing to do action anymore, so it doesn't make a sense to make another one.
He's getting pretty old, that's for sure. He's not going to be able to do, you know, a lot of these fast action scenes and high energy movies.
Old grumpy Foley, I don't care for, really. And also, I don't care for old grumpy Indiana Jones or old grumpy whatsoever, or old grumpy Han Solo or whatever. I don't care for these kind of characters. If they because if you are an action star, you can't do the action bits anymore, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Had they left her out of the script, I think it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, but
that's the fault of the director and the writers. You know, Eddie Murphy let them get away with it. He should have said, "That's bullshit. I'm not doing it. It's going to ruin the script."
Yeah, because we have seen old action stars doing what is necessary, like in Lethal Weapon. In Lethal Weapon 4, they were old as fuck when they made the fourth one.
You always got this feminist crap in these movies today. That's the big problem. That's what the whole thing is about.
But you had still convincing action scenes with them.
That's true.
And that's and also this is a movie. This is called, it's not called cinema magic for no reason. So you can't tell me if you want to do it that you can't do it. There are stuntmen, there are this, that, tricks whatsoever, that if you want to do it, you can do it. But I'm pretty sure that these actors, they just also don't want to do this crap anymore. They just want to cash in the paycheck. And that's also with this Schwarzenegger. When Schwarzenegger nowadays makes an action movie, he just wants the paycheck. But he's not
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but if he,
I know it does feel like a cash grab all the time now. It's strange.
But at least he is smart enough that he shows us action.
Yeah,
because that's the least thing. That is the minimum. What I expect when I watch an action movie. I want some action. And I don't want any excuses or whatever. Oh yeah, he's old.
I certainly don't want to see a bunch of family drama about, you know, bad fathers. It's like I've been watching for 20 years these people work out their daddy issues through the movies, and I'm just sick of it.
Yeah. It's just going to get worse until somebody stands up to these damn directors and these writers and say, that's bullshit.
Well, they're getting their comeuppance. People aren't going to them anymore. I think guys have stopped going to movies.
Yeah, but I tell you, they were smart enough not to put this Axel Foley crap into cinemas because it would have bombed horribly.
Yeah.
Oh, was it just on the
on
cable
Netflix,
channel?
that's it.
Yeah,
Only
it was
on
just
streaming.
only on streaming, and that's where it belongs. And that's also why I'm not so pissed at it, because for me it's just and the really joke is the really good one. Here the chef one that would have deserved to be in cinemas. That was also a streaming movie. Can you remember the new Chef movie?
Chef's movie.
Chef Part 2.
I don't think I
never heard of that.
It wasn't on the list.
No, it was a few years ago.
Well, it's
where they made a continuation, Samuel L. Jackson, where they made a second part to his Chef movie, and then they included Richard Roundtree as his father.
Oh, don't know that one.
Can't, Greg? You are joking.
Chef's movie. You're saying something wrong.
No, Greg. Can you remember there was a remake of Chef with Samuel L. Jackson as Chef?
See, I'm not hearing you correctly. It's I know who you mean. It's the Black Star. Can you spell the name you're saying?
Chef.
Shaft.
Chef like a cook?
Shaft. No, S-H-A-F-T. Shaft.
Oh,
yeah,
Chef.
It sounded like you were saying chef.
Yeah.
I swear. All I kept hearing was chef, and I was picturing a guy with a chef's hat on.
That's what I was thinking.
No, Shaft. Richard Roundtree, the original 1970s badass black guy.
Yeah, and they made
and you gotta say it like this, Cub. You gotta say.
I don't remember that movie. Never saw it.
Yeah, and they made a remake in the 90s.
In the
90s with
he wouldn't let him,
Samuel L. Jackson, and they made a continuation of this remake a few years ago, 5 years ago, I think. Or maybe during the pandemic.
I remember it coming out.
Yeah, and it didn't go to cinemas. It was just a direct-to-streaming movie, but it was good because they included Richard Roundtree as Chef's father.
Yeah, I remember it now.
And Chef had a son, but his son was more like a Wookiee. And that was what the movie was about, because Chef and his father, the original Chef, they tried to help their
do you remember how the media reacted? They called it misogynistic.
Yeah, but it was good.
I know it was good.
Yeah,
and that's why they didn't like it. It didn't have like a daughter screaming at him every 3 minutes.
Yeah, and this one had deserved a cinema release, because I even liked it more than the first Chef. Now, not the original, of course, but I mean the John Singleton one.
Okay, but Shaft wasn't on the list, so Bazzil is confused.
Yeah, no, yes. But no, I just wanted to bring a good example of how you can.
That's right, Bazzil. This is how you learn.
Bad things happen when grumpy dragons.
Okay, let's go back to our next one on the list, and this is one Cub put on there, and it's surprising because it's a heartwarming lesbian love story.
Uh-oh.
Love Lies Bleeding.
I didn't deal with that one. I missed out.
Hey, I didn't put that on the list. The stupid other German guy put that on the list. Yeah, Andy.
Whoever that German.
Well, the other guy called Cubby Corner.
It was probably Schultz. Schultz.
No.
This cough.
No, and he gets still flack for it from me. Yeah, 2 days ago,
That's alias.
I shouted at him because of this recommendation, because it's a complete crap movie. Did you see it, Greg? By the way,
I did. You put it on the list, and I watched it. Did you get to see it, Bazzil?
Nope.
Yeah. So, Greg, tell us
Sounds like I'm probably doing well by not watching it.
about your new favorite lesbian movie.
Okay, so it's
Some of these movies you come up with, Cub, I can't get to. So it's just,
okay. So you've got
But-
this girl who comes into town, and she's like a bodybuilder type. And this is set during the fall of the Berlin Wall, which is probably why Cub put it on the list.
Really? I didn't even recognize that.
Yeah, and on the TV from time to time in different locations, you'll see the wall coming down, and the news media talking about it.
You
So,
mean the wall that David Hasselhoff brought down?
Yes, Baywatch guy David Hasselhoff. He did that concert at the wall, and the vibrations from the music weakened the wall, and it fell over.
Yeah.
It was that cheap East German concrete they used. If they'd got good Texas concrete, that wall
It would have been
stood for another
Would have
1,000
been
years.
hell to take down. Yeah.
You couldn't have
Yeah.
taken it down with a dynamite or even a nuclear blast if it was Texas concrete. But
Yeah,
no,
I
that
know.
cheap East German stuff. What were you doing when the wall came down? Were you hanging out with these lesbians in New Mexico?
No, of course not. I was listening to David Hasselhoff, of course.
You were at the concert. That's so awesome.
Oh, that's what happened to you.
Yes. This is where your musical foundations were built.
Yeah.
David
So, okay.
Hasselhoff, of course, he's a horrible, horrible, horrible actor.
Germans love him. He's very popular there. Jerry Lewis was very popular in France.
Yeah.
But Jerry Lewis was a good guy. He was a good actor.
Yeah. but he was-
See, I've distracted
Lewis, at
Bazzil with
least-
Jerry Lewis.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
he's lost his train of thought.
Who? I didn't lose
Okay.
any train of thought.
Okay, now I'm trying to tell you about this heartwarming lesbian love story.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so you got this bodybuilder chick, and she comes into town, and she fucks a guy. So she's not totally lesbian. She's like bi, I guess. And then she goes to work at a gun range, and the heartwarming sound. You know the sound very well, Bazzil. All the different guns going off, bam, bam, ba, bam, bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam. It warmed the cockles of my Grinch-like heart. So anyway, when she's not at the gun range, she's hanging out at a bodybuilding gym, which makes sense. And she starts doing she hooks up with a girl there who gives her some.
Who's the owner, by the way?
The owner is the father of the girl she hooks up with.
Yeah. So,
He owns the gym.
And
He owns
this
the-
girl that people know who you are talking about is the Twilight girl here, Bella.
I never watched Twilight, but okay,
Yeah.
it's Bella from the Twilight series.
Yeah.
And then
Bella
the actor who plays her father is really good.
Yeah, because it's here
Harris.
the guy-
He's the same guy who was in the
in the Abyss and also in
Westworld as the black stranger. Would it not the black guy, but in the Man in Black or whatever you call him? The
Man in
series.
Black.
I can't think of his name. He's the only
Yeah.
real actor in the movie.
Yeah,
But-
and he was also Christoph in Truman's Show.
Yeah,
Got an
that's,
Oscar for that even.
that's true. So a good actor.
Ed Harris, I think, is his name.
Ed Harris, that's it. At any rate, they do push the limits with some lesbian
Crap.
sexual stuff that it was a little unexpected. And the girl who takes the steroids gets them injected. She's doing massive doses, and it's kind of a surrealistic movie because at the very end of the movie, even though the movie is a drama and shows no sign of any monsters or anything, the girl grows to be like,
She-Hulk.
yeah, She-Hulk, but bigger, like 30
Yeah.
feet tall. maybe 40,
Yeah,
and she just grabs.
Godzilla She-Hulk.
Yeah, and she just grabs the father who's like got all these guns, and he's about to kill him, and well, a lot of people get killed. She kills people. She goes to a bodybuilding thing and attacks other girls. It's a eclectic movie that's all over the place. But it wasn't terrible. I was able to watch it. The lesbian stuff. Well, it's a love story, and it's a different kind of love story. But I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. It was the lesbians were weird. Their relationships were odd, and they killed each other left and right. It's about like I figured it might be. Maybe this is a look at how lesbian love really is. I don't know.
For me, it killed the story kind of that all these coincidences, because we have this small town and where she runs directly into the brother, I think, from our main character.
Brother-in-law. He's married to her sister, and he's abusive. He beats up the sister.
And then she works for her father, and then she runs into her. So it's really
it makes no sense on some levels. Like, okay, this her sister gets beat to shit by this low-life little scum husband, but her father is this fucking murdering drug dealing guy who owns everything in town. This guy would have killed that motherfucker or injured him. He wouldn't let that shit go on. It doesn't fit the personality to have that, he's like, oh, we can't hurt him because she wouldn't like that. That's all he has to say.
Yeah, but they stole that kind of from Godfather 2, or not?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, you could say they stole it. It seems like it's just a convenient plot device.
Yeah,
because it did make it where
in Godfather 2 it made sense because the guy who beats up here the sister of the son of the Godfather, Michael, yeah, he does that because he wants to lure him out of the house that he gets killed because he's a rat. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Well, it also turns out that the guy she killed, who was beating up his wife, was also a rat for the FBI. Remember that? And she crashed that car. If she hadn't set it on fire, no one would have ever found it. She did that on purpose, trying to get her father thrown in jail. So she could have drove her car out there. She dropped it right on top of all the others, and then she purposely lit the whole thing on fire.
Yeah.
So she was, a bit of an asshole towards her dad too. I guess she had daddy issues, huh?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. As I said,
even though that would also get her thrown in prison for murder, she did it. It seemed really stupid and out of character. It's one of those things you were talking about, the coincidences. But I mean, come on, her girlfriend grows into a giant at the end of the movie. I led off with that to say, you can't take this thing seriously.
Yeah, but when you do stupid things like that, then you have to be really talented with the scripts, like the Coen brothers, for example, because you have something like that in Big Lebowski. But this is not Big Lebowski. This is just pretentious crap that tries to be the steals everywhere. But at the end, the result is, for me, it's kind of, let's throw everything at the wall. Let's see what sticks. Because you have a little bit Godfather, you have a little bit She-Hulk, you have a little bit artsy-fartsy whatsoever, but at the end there's a whole bunch of nothing for me.
So overall, not really worth your time.
Yeah, and Ed Harris is completely wasted. Ed Harris is completely wasted. That's
it didn't make a lot of sense. It wasn't that it didn't offend me or anything. It bored me.
Yeah, this Twilight actress. Sorry, I have seen her in good where she was good, but in this she was average at best. Nothing special. Sorry.
But because of your love of the Twilight series, you put this movie on the list?
No, because of stupid fuck here, Andy. He put it on the list. He put it on the list for my Friday stream, and so I thought when I have to suffer through it, then everybody has to suffer through it.
That's funny. Okay, so are we done with that one?
Yeah. And sorry that I have put that on the list.
Here's one that I know our dragon friend would like to discuss. Penguin. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so what did you think of?
I think it's going to be an excellent series. It starts out very, very well. There's a good henchman, a good bad guy. Plays an excellent bad guy. Very shifty character. He goes after the original proverbial godfather of the crime family, and
the Falcons.
He steals, huh?
The Falcons.
Yeah, and he steals the ring from him. He kills him and steals the ring from him
after he gets insulted.
Yeah, and then he takes over the crime family.
I would have killed that punk kid too, wouldn't you? What about you,
Cub?
Oh,
I mean, in a heartbeat, really quick. He was a smart ass.
Yeah, but it was not a smart move to do that.
No, I didn't say it would be a smart move.
No, because the scene showed
His sister
us.
His sister was a ruthless bitch. My God, that woman was crazy.
This scene was not just an introduction for us, for the audience to the main character, to the penguin. It also established his biggest weakness, his pride. That when he gets insulted, that he can't keep back and kills somebody, which is a catastrophe. To kill your boss without planning. That's not a smart guy. Doesn't do that. So
sometimes a smart guy does that because like you said, his passion overrides him at times, and he can't help it.
Yeah, and this is a weakness, which the scene establishes for us, the audience, that we know. Oh, okay. Here, this is one of his weaknesses, and later on, it shows every time when he gets insulted, he loses his cool.
Well, that's the same with a lot of these high-profile criminals today. They get this arrogant attitude, and they can't control themselves.
But is that really a character trait in the comic books from Penguin? I can't remember that.
Not that I remember, but I'm not the comic book expert. You should have Jez or somebody here who reads all these comic books.
Yeah, but he's a Marvel guy. He has no clue about these.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Bazzil might be a Marvel guy too. Who knows? I don't think he reads any comics at all.
Comic books.
How many
comic books? I read comic books when I was a little kid, but that was limited.
Very limited.
Yes, it was very limited.
Yeah, the funny thing with the Penguin is it's much better than the movie it is based on, because I hated the Batman, the Petman. I thought it was a terrible movie.
It was so boring.
Yeah, it was so boring. And also, really, the Riddler, that is supposed to be the Riddler, this guy at the end. That is not the Riddler. This incel or whatever guy.
That makes me wonder if they're going to come out with a Riddler.
Who managed to make his bombs and threats and so on the internet with 500 followers or something like that, or 50 followers or whatever, and it's managed to do everything with that. This movie was crap, complete. But the only good part
But
in the
we're not
movie was,
talking about that movie. We're talking about
Talking
Penguin.
about the series.
So let's
yeah,
get back to
yeah,
Penguin.
yeah,
Penguin was good.
but the only
Getting
good,
off track, bro. Don't be
good,
cut.
the only good part in the movie was Penguin. Yeah,
Right.
it's true. It's the same Penguin. It's the same actor, and so now this TV series is much more entertaining. I like to watch it. I'm on episode 5.
I am too. Yeah, Bazzil was talking about how ruthless his sister was. You haven't seen anything yet. She kills her whole family. Like in episode 5 or 4. That's after they try to make us be sympathetic with her, which I'm not sympathetic with her at all.
Yeah, but there's also,
I hate that. That moment's crazy.
and I also don't like the fact that they again make an excuse for villains, for their villainous, because the sister, the crazy sister, now is kind of the hero we are supposed to root for.
Well, she
Because
certainly
she is,
they're trying to make you feel sorry for her.
yeah,
Like she's
because
a
she's
victim.
because she's completely innocent. She never did anything to anybody, but her family did these horrible things to her, and so now it's kind of okay that she killed them all, but so
That's why
she's
I
clearly
think that's
the
why they
hero.
did that, because on
Yeah.
the next episode they were going to have her kill off her whole family, so they wanted to somehow humanize her.
Yeah, but she's the only human, the only innocent one in the whole series now.
Well, she's not innocent. I don't buy any of that. I see
No.
that as just what she's saying happened. Her version of reality is like our discussion we had about the Shining. It could be that what we're seeing is what she's seeing. We're seeing her reality. So I question the validity of the entire reality.
No, I think what we have seen is the reality, and
Yes, you always say that. You never can see that it's not. So
yeah, no, but this is thing that I just can't
I
stand.
reject your reality and I substitute my own.
I really like my villains to be villains, and if they are evil, then they are evil, and I have no problem with that. I don't need.
Yeah,
it's early in the script, so this is just
it's a lame cop out to give her this backstory and then make her innocent of everything. Oh, it's always somebody else's fault. But that's
it's the same old feminist bullshit we've been saying forever.
Yeah, because she's now even more sympathetic than the main character, because we know from the Penguin that he's a cold-blooded killer. The thing that we're rooting for, of course, is that he has this little boy that he is apprentice whatsoever, but at the end, it's really strange. And also, to erase the Falcons from Gotham is also a thing. I don't know, because from the comic books, the Falcons exist, but now in the series they have erased them, kind of, or not.
Yeah, that's what they did, and that is not comic book canon, not that I know of.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they come back or whatever. But who is going to come back? He killed everyone. There are just girls left. There's just this.
Well, I guess they would just bring in a branch of the family from elsewhere. Maybe a German Falcon.
Oh no! Maybe they pull a Ray Skywalker with this one. And at the end, one of the girls says, "Oh, what's your name? Oh, my name is Falcone."
Right. Yeah, that's the kind of cheap stuff they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything more to say about Penguin, Bazzil?
Nope.
Okay. Are we done with that? Ready to move on?
Move it on.
Okay. So here's one that Cub might actually like: Deadpool and Wolverine. Did you get a chance to see that, Bazzil?
No, not all of it. But,
okay.
I touched on a little bit of it. I think it's going to be a pretty good movie. I need to go back and watch the full movie. But I like the idea of it where Deadpool is trying to find the right Wolverine, and he finds, he eventually links up with the guy, and they have this, massive fight. They kick each other's ass, of course, and then in comes the guy who formerly played Captain America. Was that interesting? Almost like a cameo role.
Yeah, because he also played here the fire guy here from Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
Johnny Storm.
Well, the plot basically is Deadpool has to find a Wolverine from a reality, because if he doesn't bring him back to his, he's such a linchpin to everything that if you pull him out, everything collapses.
Yeah, because he's the most important being in this universe. Sure. But this is TBA crap. And I can't stand TBA crap. Or TVA, or here this organization here that they made up from Loki.
TV. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. It's related? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I put that out of my mind. Yeah, the Time Authority.
Yeah, yeah. And so
whatever.
sorry, I can't stand this movie because the TVA sucks. To put the TVA in any product, the product sucks because the TVA is shit. It's crap, and I can't get my head around that.
Yeah, I didn't like the plot either, and I thought it drug, and the jokes, a lot of them just kind of fell flat, and there was some funny stuff with the two Wolverine and Deadpool, their interactions and their battles and speech. It was the only highlights of the movie, and the actual plot was just unwatchable drag. Basically, it's just them, having a little fun. It's not really a movie.
No, it's not, and that's the sad thing because I would really have to like it, but they really with this script that was the laziest.
I think they were
script
trying.
ever.
I think unlike the Marvels or something, they were actually trying to make a good movie here, and they failed because of course, bad writing.
Yeah, because of bad writing, and also Deadpool is a anomaly, or what you call it. It's not a comic book movie at all. It's a satire. It's a satire on comic books. So you can't count it
That's
as a comic book movie or something like that. Because when you have somebody who breaks the fourth wall, then this is just a one-off. You can't this is nothing you can build on.
Even if you make another one, it'll be another one-off. You know what I mean? Just a nothing story that means nothing, that they plug in. Basically, all of the Marvel stuff is like that now, and I don't have great hope for DC with Gunn. It's just I'm not.
It's gotten too politically correct. That's the problem. They've gone in with the Hollywood crowd that's against everything.
Yeah, but
feminism and anti.
Well, politics is playing a huge part in it.
Yeah, but Greg, are you not looking forward to Superman with crypto in it? Wasn't that the thing that we missed in all the Superman movies? This flying, speaking dog.
The dog's gonna be in it.
Yes, have you seen the last picture that they released?
No, I didn't. I didn't see it. I've been a little busy.
Yeah, Superman was sitting on the moon together with his dog Crypto, watching.
Oh, maybe that'll make the difference. Does that do anything for you, Bazzil, who now has a dog?
Nope.
No, but this is typical James Gunn. I think he's not able to do a serious Superman movie. It's just not possible for him. He can only do crazy stuff or crazy team ups and things like that. But a Superman movie, this needs other qualities as a director, as a storyteller. Gunn is. I don't think that Gunn is able to focus on one character. He plays much better when he has more to choose from that play on each other. But
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Because when you look on all of his content that he makes,
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that previously, but looking back on it,
yeah, you have something like Guardians of the Galaxy, Peacemaker.
He works best with ensemble cast.
Yeah, and also with the wacky stuff. The wacky stuff is more his line, but the normal stuff, serious, and you can't get more normal and serious than a Superman movie. Sorry, Gunn. I don't think he's like Richard Donner or something like that. That he can really serious focus on a superhero story. I don't think that he's able to do that at all.
No, probably not. I guess we should move on to the next topic if we've sufficiently covered that.
Yeah,
Agreed.
sure.
Okay, how about Maxine? Well, go ahead.
No. So I was confused. Is Maxine still on the list? Why? Why the hell is Maxine on the list? Damn it.
Did you see Maxine, Bazzil?
Nope.
Well, take it off the list.
Have you seen
Twisters.
it, Greg? Huh?
What's that?
Have you seen it, Greg?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think about it?
Well, this is the follow-up to our
and
it's a sequel to another Maxine.
It's our two movies where one movie really where the film crew went off into West Texas and got killed doing a X-rated movie. Is that right?
Yeah, and then we had the prequel that was Pearl.
Yeah,
and
now
we have the
that
sequel to the
and then we had the prequel, which was pretty bad, where they tell the story of how the old woman grew up and stuff.
Yeah,
and then this is basically the follow-up to the original movie, where we find out that she was the daughter of a preacher or whatever.
Yeah. And makes career in Hollywood.
Yeah.
In the 80s with 80s music.
Right.
Yeah. But
and there's drugs and all kinds of craziness that goes on.
Yeah, it's all to say about the movie. It's but I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of boring, predictable, and didn't make any sense also.
Yeah, it just kind of it didn't fit with anything else. It's just it's a movie. It's boring. It's not really worth your time.
No, really not. Yeah, that's why I guess. So
it wasn't true to the original. Neither the prequel nor the sequel had the grit, the whatever it was that made the original one work.
Yeah. Yeah, the original.
I can't put my finger on what it is, but if you watch it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so next up is Twisters. Did you get to see this, Bazzil?
Part of it, not the whole movie, but overall, I would say it's not a bad movie, but Glenn Powell should have been left out of it completely.
And why's that?
He doesn't fit. You know,
what character did he?
Essentially, he's the YouTube content creator.
Yeah, the typical YouTube content creator.
You know, then he goes, he's hopping around with the storm chasers trying to capture video of the tornadoes. You know, then they're trying to lead him into one direction into the storm, and he's saying, "Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo! Let's go this way, go that way, go this way, go that way."
Have you ever seen these guys on YouTube? They actually do chase these things.
Oh yeah, Texas Storm Chasers is another good one to watch. I was watching them during Hurricane Beryl, you know, and before the power went out.
Right? Houston's got hit with some hurricanes this year.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know that Bazzil was out there chasing storms with them. Is that what you were doing, Bazzil?
Exactly.
Or was it the storms that were chasing you this time?
Well, there was this one tornado that kind of turned the wrong direction.
I thought it was a fun little popcorn movie. You
It
know,
was.
not much to
It
say
wasn't
about
bad.
it.
I'm just saying that Glenn Powell was really not the right fit. Or
Well,
maybe he was a good fit, but the script was just, it didn't work for
Well,
him.
the one thing that I thought was notable for it was the director specifically mentioned the news media was on him because it didn't have a bunch of climate change stuff in it, and he's like, "Look,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a fun movie. I didn't want to push politics." And I thought that was a significant thing. I think
Yeah.
directors like that should be rewarded.
Yeah, he should get the Nobel Prize for doing the right thing. But let's
Yeah, I
not,
mean,
You
the
sound
overall
sarcastic,
script is okay. It's just,
no, because what did he do? He copied the first one
yes.
scene by scene.
Well,
And-
that's
and-
how you got to do it if you're going to do it accurately, Cub.
Yeah, and I explain it in detail in my review, as you know.
Yeah.
And sorry, the old one from the 90s, the Twister from the 90s, still looks better than this new one.
Yeah.
And also it has a better story. And the old one was criticized having no story, if you can remember.
Yeah.
But it had still better story than the new one, than this new one. So yeah, nice try to the director by spelling that out to the audience, which nobody has asked for. Because when I do the right thing, I'm not going around making live streams telling people, "Oh, I didn't shit on the floor. I shed here in my bathroom, and now I want a medal and the Nobel Prize, and I want streets named after me." I don't do that.
No, but it takes a little courage to tell these people that you're not going to be on the climate change
Yeah.
bandwagon. I mean, they are really, they do not allow any type of criticism. Not only can you not criticize, you have to tell them how much you agree with them, and that's true, Cub, because Europe is totally eat up with that cult.
Yes, and
the bow down and worship at the fucking altar of that shit.
Now look, we've got some changes in temperature. We're not saying you don't have some changes, and it's getting hotter right now. But the question is it man-made? Is it a natural cyclic? It could be just a natural thing, like it got cold. We had a mini ice age a few hundred years ago. The Earth gets hotter and colder on its own. So if we overreact to some bad science, we could destroy ourselves, and 100 or 200 million people could die from hunger.
With the fucking solar panels, it got all over the place. The solar panels are actually redirecting the heat from the sun away from places where it really needs to be.
Yeah, but Greg, the only thing where I don't mind stupid shit like climate change, global warming is responsible for whatever is a fantasy Twister movie. I wouldn't have minded, because that would at least make sense why there are so many Twisters every 5 minutes. And this is then clearly a fantasy story, and of course climate change is responsible for that. And I wouldn't have minded that in this movie at all.
Well, there you go. But that's because you've been in the cult so long that you're starting to accept it, even though you fight against it and you say, "Oh, I don't really," you enjoy.
But when you make,
you don't turn down the big plate of yummy climate change pizza when they hand it to you.
Yeah, but when you make a serious movie, then I don't want to hear anything about climate change or whatever. But when you make a stupid fantasy movie, anyway,
well, that's fair.
It doesn't matter.
I'm still going to make fun of you.
Yeah, then it doesn't matter. Then of course you, like in Tremors. In Tremors, we have already talked about this horrible Tremors 6 think is it?
Right.
It is. They use also climate change there as the reason why the worms are able to dig in the Arctic, because the Arctic is melting, and that's why they have now the worm problem there. Can you remember that even in that movie they used climate change as excuse?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
There is such a thing as climate change, or such a thing as global warming, but it's natural. It's just fucking happens.
It could be
Anytime you have a
man-made.
random uptake of cold and hot air that mix together, you're gonna get some crazy fucking weather. That's just natural.
Yeah, but
There's
I'm
always
saying
a chance of tornadoes, always a chance of a hurricane. There's always a chance when the Earth crust, when the fault lines shift, there's always going to be a chance of a fucking earthquake. Man is not capable of physically destroying the atmosphere.
What I'm saying is, I don't want to hear anything about that in the news. But in stupid fantasy science fiction movies, I don't mind when they say it's climate change or something else, because these are fantasy movies anyway. So it doesn't matter with which excuse you come up for those, for why things happen.
That's true.
But
and you got a massive...
you can't have a good movie because the fucking news media gets all wrapped up in the theory of, oh, look, they even had put out a movie that exemplifies global warming and the reality and the seriousness of it.
That's true. But they do like movies that make global warming into a major threat. So news media would probably be on your side.
Yeah, but as I said, in fantasy stories, I don't mind that at all. Because can you remember Soylent Green? The book and the movie, they have also the global warming thing in it, and it really doesn't matter, because that's the only science fiction element in the book and in the movie. It's this global warming hope.
I don't think it was
nonsense.
Global warming. I think it was like poisoning the atmosphere some other way. But yeah. I think that they poisoned the atmosphere.
It was global warming because it was on the whole planet much too warm, and they had constantly have to the climate here the things here they were.
Yeah, it's just a big theory, like the idea of a giant glass dome over the Earth.
And for me, this is the only sci-fi element in the book and in the movie.
Right?
Everything else is not sci-fi. This is science.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But okay, so I guess we finished with Twisters. Let's go on to the next one. This is our Halloween stream, so I put on one that me and Cat Claw had watched called In a Violent Nature. Has anyone got to see that?
Yeah, cool. Sure.
You saw it, Cub?
Yes, of course. I have seen everything, as I said.
Okay. Well, I thought that's what Bazzil said, but he keeps saying no. Okay. Okay. So basically, what we've got here is a Friday the 13th type thing with an unkillable creature, and he keeps coming back from the dead. They try shooting him, and then it's like, oh, we have to put him in this special place, and only that place. Well, okay. You know what I would do? They got him. They already shot him. He's laying there dead on the ground. Right then, I would take a chainsaw and chop him into about 100 pieces, put him in jars, and then distribute him, around.
Yeah, but that
Cub?
works. That also doesn't work, and we speak about that in the next one, in upcoming one here with Terrifier. We know that doesn't work either to get rid of these unstoppable guys. But the stick
well,
of
I
the
tell
movie,
you what, the guy who shot him and doesn't cut him up with the chainsaw ends up getting killed by him a few minutes later. And if he chopped him up with a chainsaw, he wouldn't have got killed by him a few minutes later.
No, but in the next part, as we know from Terrifier.
Yeah, that's if you don't keep your eye on the freaking pieces after you cut them up. That's why you got to jar them and put acid in the jar, and then bury them in salt.
Yeah, but you didn't mention the stick of the movie. Why this movie is special in a violent nature? Because it's completely shot from the point of view, not point of view of the killer, from the back of the killer, kind of.
Oh, that's true.
You
I didn't
follow
even
the
think
whole
about.
time. You are following the whole time, because normally you have the perspective of the victims or the survivors or whatever. But in
Yeah.
this movie, they take a different approach, and you have the kind of not the point of view of the killer, but
Yeah,
you see it
like
like
just behind him, like you said.
like a video game.
Yeah.
It's like a video game. It's like a video game character, and you are constantly following the first 2/3. You follow the killer, then you have in between you have one scene with the fireplace, the typical fireplace scene from Friday the 13th like movies, and then you follow the last victim. Then the perspective changes in the last third of the movie, which
Right, and that it had some very spectacular kills. I'll give it that.
yeah, but some of them also were kind of strange, especially when the woman sees him coming, and she's on a cliff,
So
but just
stupid.
waits.
They could have easily outran this guy, but they're so stupid. Like the woman on the cliff. Tell it, Cub. Tell me what she does.
She just stands there and gets several times stepped by him, and not
Then
not
what does
even
he do, Cub?
when she's injured. At least I would jump here from the cliff, because it can't get worse than than getting killed or not.
Right? And she was very fast. She could have just outran him. But she
Yeah,
runs towards the cliff. There's
and
three other directions. Two
when
of
I
them
say
are a road. It's a road. She can just run down the road.
and when I say cliff,
And he
it's
moves very slowly.
It's not really a dangerous cliff or something like that.
No,
There's a
you
sand
could slide
and so
down
on.
it.
Yeah,
You could
can
slide down that cliff.
Yeah, it's really so
It's
it
like
doesn't really
clay,
make
with a little dirt. Yeah, you get a little scraped up or whatever, but you'd escape this madman. And
yeah,
he kills her. He rips her. He pulls her head through her body. Right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
disgusting.
And also seeing
You
the
would have
whole
really
time.
liked it, Q.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, Bazzil.
seeing the whole time this perspective of the killer, or not his perspective, but his back, walking through the woods for hours, was I don't know. For me, this is more like an art movie, not really a real movie, because at the end you have also a 10 or 20-minute dialogue scene that goes nowhere when she escapes in the car. Yeah, and then they talk with each other, she and the old woman, for 15 minutes or so, or 20 minutes, and then
Yeah.
the movie is over.
Yeah, that was so weird how they I thought, when she stopped and she had to get out, it felt like he was going to come running from the woods or something, right? There was going to be some kind of ending to the movie, but no, just it just ended.
Yeah, just ended with many
Weird.
talks about bears and
Nothing.
whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not going to watch that again.
No, but I didn't hate it. It was okay. It
It
had
was
some good
different.
kills. It was a Friday the 13th that it wasn't great, but it didn't offend me. It didn't make me mad. There's so many movies now that's like you come out of them thinking, oh
Yeah,
man,
it's
like
not
Joker
even
2.
the.
I didn't
It's
come out
not.
of it thinking, man, I hate that fucking movie.
Hey, it's not even the worst Friday the 13th, because
No.
it's much better than Part 9. That's for sure.
Yeah, right? I mean, it was okay, not great, but watchable. And like you say, it had the different. Maybe I didn't even think about how much they shot it from the point of view of the killer. But now that you mention it, yeah, I noticed it. So I didn't even notice that. Maybe that's why I didn't hate it. Maybe because it had something different, something that made it slightly more interesting.
Yeah, and I would even put it over Jason Takes Manhattan, because it had more Jason in it than Jason Takes Manhattan.
It probably had more Manhattan than that movie too.
Yeah, probably also. Pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I guess we'll move on to the next one. And since it's Halloween, we have a serial killer movie. Did you get to see Longlegs, Bazzil?
Nope. Unfortunately, not.
I thought you were watching it last night.
No, I was watching Hysteria.
Oh, that's right.
Hysteria, is that also on the list?
Oh yeah.
No. Well, it's kind of added the last minute.
Yeah, Kat wanted to watch it, and so did I. It's an 8-part. I kind of added it to the list yesterday, but maybe Cub didn't see it.
Yeah, because you added it to your list, not to my list.
Yeah, he has a habit of doing that. That's why I didn't see some of the other movies that he says he put on the list.
Okay, so Longlegs. Did you get it? Well, I know Cub saw it. So it's about a psychic FBI agent woman, and she's going after a serial killer. And do you know who plays the serial killer, Cub?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage.
Yes. I didn't even recognize him through quite a bit of the movie. And then I was like, that's Nick Cage. That was interesting. So
Yeah.
why don't you tell us about the movie, Cub?
Yeah, the movie is kind of like Silence of the Lambs. She has a superior that is constantly trying to training her or whatever. And
The black guy, her
yeah,
boss.
the black guy, and she has this weird connection to probably supernatural, but we are not really on 100% sure.
Yeah, they do a lot of tests showing she has the ability to predict stuff.
Yeah, and so it turns out that the killer is involved with her mother.
Yeah. Actually, her mother turns out to be the accessory who's committing the crimes. They come and deliver a doll, and the doll has some sort of magical satanic power to make people murder.
Yeah, and Nicolas Cage is the doll maker, kind of. So he's not the bad guy. He is also just a delivery guy or something like that, who kills himself when he gets captured for no reason or for reasons I don't know.
Well, they said he was still around, or because now he's at the place, or they made it sound like he had lived on past his death. Although I didn't really see any evidence of that. But I guess she continues to kill. Her mother ends up killing her boss and his wife and the daughter. They all die.
Yes, because they have this super complicated way to deliver a doll, and this doll
Has a special metal ball in its head, and the metal ball releases some sort of dark energy.
Yeah, to the father, who then kills his family.
Yeah, the family is also obviously affected because they don't fight it at all.
Yeah, the child is most of the time completely into the doll, and the father for no reason starts killing all of the family
And of
members.
course, she interrupts it and kills her mother, and
Yeah, and her mother has made this deal with the devil, or what you want to call it, to save her back then.
Right, because he had come to kill, you know,
Yeah.
her back in the 70s. Because this is set in like 1995, I think.
Oh, so it's set 1 year before Silent of the Lambs.
Yeah, when you mentioned Silence of the Lambs, I was like, and the similarities are there, but they don't have they don't have her being cut down just because she's a woman. The way they did Silence of the Lambs, kind of their heavy-handed feminist message that women are being oppressed in the FBI in the 90s, which I don't think that was true. I think it was more like this, where you just they were
No,
people, they had jobs.
no, but I didn't mind the message in Silent of the Lambs because at the end she proved herself. She could um, what you call it, even against all these repressions from the man or whatever.
Yes.
She was still able to do what she needed to do.
Well, yeah, they're not gonna write a woman who's being, doubted by men, and then she can't do the job. So
No,
you're always going to get that. You're always going to be happy because she's always going to accomplish the goal. And the
no,
guys are always going to be shown to be,
but she didn't accomplish
and
it.
it isn't that they it isn't that they could question somebody that, hey, she's not qualified, and look at Kamala Harris, she's not qualified. But if you say that, you're a misogynist and all this
but
stuff.
in Silence of the Lambs,
and everything else. Oh yeah. Hey,
she
by the
didn't.
way, what platform is this movie on?
Huh? What? Long legs?
Where can I watch this movie? Is it on YouTube or is it on one of the streamers?
I think it's on Paramount.
Paramount.
Here, in Silence of the Lambs, she didn't accomplish the things like Captain Marvel style, something like that.
No, it was a good. It was good writing.
No, that she becomes at the end.
We've seen that.
That she becomes better than the man and things like that. No, or stronger or something. No, you got these repressions or whatever, which are completely believable. I believe that because if you are the only woman in the room where there are only men, for me it completely makes sense that that you get these looks or whatever, and that they don't take you so serious or whatever. It makes sense. It has nothing to do to show man misogynist or whatever. But the same would be when
it makes sense, and that's the story that we keep getting. I mean,
but
it's great.
It's the way how you tell this story, because Silence of the Lamb manages to tell
and you
the story
believe that the room would be filled with people who were against her because she's a woman, and I believe that the room would be filled with people who were positive for her and happy that there was a woman there. Because I live in the real world and I'm in America and I see what people are actually like, and they're not all these woman-hating people who are against her. Oh, there's one woman in the room. I'm going to be against her and I'm going to glare at her.
No, Greg,
If anybody acted like that, if anybody acted like that at all, the other men would turn on them. They would see it. I'm just telling you my experience.
I give you Greg.
I've worked in these groups where you have in the oil field. In the oil field, you'll have like a room full of men and like one woman, and that's not unusual. And we're not glaring at her. She can't. If there's a woman in there, you can bet she knows how to do her fucking shit. You don't get up and be a woman in the oil field and you don't know your stuff.
Greg,
and we just assume that's the case. No one would ever act like
Greg.
these
No,
guys
that's
did.
really unfair. The story in Silence of the Lamb is not like that. First off, the room full of men is a room full of policemen, and the woman here, the young FBI agent, She is supposed to be a superior to all these men with her young age. And her boss put her in this situation that she get used to it. That she get used to the fact that even when she has a room full of police officers who have much more experience than her, and of course don't like the fact that they are supposed to get orders from the FBI anyway, but then also somebody who is just half of their age and a woman, okay, but still this situation.
Well, the age thing would definitely, get an effect if somebody very young is put in charge of more experienced or older people. There could be some resentment from that level.
Yes,
but
and
it
this
would
is
be resentment whether you were male or female or neuter, or even if you were an alien and you suddenly, you were a young alien and you got put in front of these people who had more experience. Well, I wouldn't call that anti-alien sentiment.
no,
I would say
but her
it's
boss,
something else.
But her boss was completely right to put her in this situation because she had not enough self-esteem at this moment. She really needed practice. And that's how I interpreted this scene. I thought, yeah, this is really uncomfortable for her.
The scene from Silence of the Lamb or the scene from Longlegs? I'm getting confused.
The scene from Silence of the Lambs. I thought this is really uncomfortable for her, but it's really necessary because she has to. She has most of the time going to have to do with men who are longer in their job, police officers whatsoever, and she has to get used to the fact that she maybe is the only woman there, and that there maybe are people who don't like the fact getting orders from somebody they don't know, who's not even a policeman, just a stupid FBI guy, and things like that. And so for me, the scene makes total sense.
Bazzil.
Yeah.
Cover for me. I'm going to go take a shot. I need some whiskey.
So do I.
Yeah, what's the next on the list?
I don't have any.
Yeah, but Greg, what's the next on the list?
He's already gone. Well, he has long lines. Let's see what else he's got on here.
But Greg is the only guy on the planet who has the list. We need Greg.
You don't have the list? Why not? He has long lines, right? Then what about Borderlands? Did you watch that one?
Yeah. Have you seen Borderlands?
Nope.
Why do you choose Borderlands? I haven't seen it.
There's a lot of stuff on here that you have that I can't access. I don't have this fancy VPN that you do, and I don't have this fancy cable system. I rely mainly on streaming, was the cheap stuff. Paramount and YouTube, which is free.
Yeah.
I'd be a poor white boy, man. I can't afford this. I can't afford this rich people stuff.
Yeah, Greg, you left us without telling us the next movie.
Well, the only thing left, I mean, we did Deadpool, we did Trap, we did Longlegs, now we got Borderlands, and that's about it.
Boringlands, yeah.
Borderlands, and
Borderlands is next. I thought y'all would be
Fly to the Moon. Yeah, we already talked about Fly to the Moon.
Yeah. So Borderlands, what did you get a chance to see it, Bazzil? Let me guess. No.
Oh, well, I don't even know where the hell it is.
Okay.
I had a whole lot of time.
Okay, so tell us about Borderlands, Cub. I didn't get a chance to see it either.
It's a computer game adaptation, which I never played, by the way. And it sucks, mainly because they decided to miscast the most important characters, mainly the main character, with an old woman, and also they have 3 women, retirement women. These are the hell grannies or whatever. But in the video game, she's supposed to be 20 or 25 or something like that.
Did you play the video game? I never played it.
No. But in the story also, it doesn't make any sense to see Cate Blanchett making these action scenes.
So is it any good? What did you think?
Or to see the cleavage of Jamie Lee Curtis.
So you're saying it doesn't match up with the video game, but is it a good movie or a bad movie? What did you think? Your opinion?
First off, I don't know if it matches up with the video game, because I never played the video game. I just know that it doesn't match up with the characters that are presented on the cover of the video game, for example. You can see how they look like. And
what did they uglify them or something? Made them older?
Yeah, they made them all older. The Cate Blanchett is supposed to be in the video game. Our main character is supposed to be a 25-year-old or 22-year-old action, like Resident Evil, something like that.
Okay.
So she can't sell that at all, clearly. And also, there is Jamie Lee Curtis is also in the movie for reasons. She's supposed to be the friend of her mother, which died, and so she could leave the planet, and now she has to come back to save a little girl, which turns out to be the key to everything, but literally the key to a vault that everybody wants to open since hundreds of years or whatever. And she's modified. She's a modified being that she fits as a key to this vault. And in this vault, you can find super weapons with which you can rule the galaxy or something like that.
Oh, man. I need one of those voids.
Yeah, and at the end, it turns out that our main character is the key to everything. Not the key to everything.
Not the girl?
Not the little girl who is the key to everything, is the key to the vault and the key to everything. No, our main character is the key to everything. And then she flies around with superpowers like Angel or whatever.
There's a PSA here. I want to update you real quick.
Okay.
Texans are on top of the Colts 17-10. Third quarter, 2:15. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third.
Okay. Thanks for the update.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's a very important game.
Yeah, the movie sucks, and it bombed horribly. It was the biggest bomb of the year when it came out. Of course, now every movie is the biggest bomb of the year. Every week we get the biggest bomb of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So Borderlands, I guess that bombed too?
Yes, as I said, it was the biggest bomb of the year. When it came out, it bombed so horribly that people thought this is you can't top that.
I remember hearing about it, but I didn't realize it was such a big thing.
Oh my God! Yeah, they lost 200 million or more.
Wow.
Yeah, and of course, now we have bigger bombs after that, but they came out after that, like Joker 2 and so on. These are bigger bombs. Yeah, and also The Crow and every movie is an even bigger bomb than the one before.
It makes you wonder if the theaters are going to survive.
There's
no movies that people want to go see.
Yeah, I mean, also the production companies, they're going to go bankrupt because
there used to be like there'd be romance movies for girls, and there'd be like action movies for guys.
Yeah.
And you'd have some historical dramas or war movies. There's really nothing that guys want to go see nowadays. And women don't have a whole lot either, because the stuff they're trying to make for them, like the Marvels, they don't want to see that shit.
Hey, Greg, not every guy. The gay guys, they have have enough to watch or not.
Yeah, I guess. They
Yeah,
got plenty.
if you are gay, then this is the best time of your life.
Yeah, Love
It's
Lies Bleeding.
cinema-wise or not.
I mean, they've got, their lesbian movies and everything.
Yeah. So
They're going mainstream.
yeah. Hey, maybe
But-
cinema is not for straight people anymore. Maybe it's now complete only for the gays.
Probably.
The hell is that?
Sorry,
What
that
an
was my
interference.
Godzilla.
Yeah. So So what's next?
Next, Alien Romulus.
That's it. You
Yeah, but
said you're
you
going to hold off on that one.
Yeah, but you haven't seen that one.
No, I haven't seen it. I
I'm the
didn't
only
know if you
one.
wanted to save it for the Christmas stream.
Yeah, save it for the Christmas stream.
So that's coming up next is our Christmas stream. Okay, so here's one that I know Bazzil has watched. Hysteria.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a chance to
Watch
see
a
it,
few
Cub?
episodes.
I didn't know. I have no idea.
You kept saying I've seen everything. I added it to the list yesterday.
Yeah, but did you send me the list
Yes, I sent you an updated list or something.
with hysteria
well.
on it? No, there was no.
Do you want to save
hysteria
it for
on
next time? Because I think you're really going to enjoy discussing it.
What
And
is
I know
what is
Kat.
the movie about? Let's talk.
Yeah, it's actually a very good movie.
Yeah,
Very good series. You'll like it.
tell us about it, Bazzil. What is the movie about?
It's not a movie; it's a series, and it's 8-hour-long episodes. Go ahead, Bazzil.
Yeah, it's about a kid that
Satanic
gets
Panic.
involved. Yeah, it's all about satanic and the underworld, and he gets involved in this cult like thing, and they start him and his little band start singing, satanic music. The music in the movie is from Judas Priest and from Metallica. So,
Okay.
Shot of the Devil from Metallica and a bunch of other crap they have in there.
Yeah,
it's
but
a really, really dark movie, dark show, but it's actually very good. It deals in demonic possession too.
yeah,
And the
but
mother. So I would just watch it before. I don't want to spoil it too much for you.
yeah, but I'm not so much in this kind of stuff, and also I can't watch a complete TV series. I have so much other things I have to watch for my reviews and so on. So sorry if it's a movie, yes, but complete TV series.
Well, then
Yeah,
you'll just have to listen to us discuss it. You can still discuss it, Cub.
Yeah, no problem. As
Okay,
I said,
so what we're talking about, do you remember the Satanic Panic in the Bible Belt in the 80s, 90s? It was when people were,
especially here in Texas, where they started,
right,
requiring
the church
people to burn their books and burn their albums and all that crap.
They wanted to burn the satanic music and also things
all
like
the rock
Dungeons and
and roll
Dragons.
music. They wanted to burn
They
albums.
thought
Any kind of
Dungeons
rock
and Dragons
album.
was evil and stuff. So this is set during that time, and that's the hysteria. So you have Bruce Campbell as the sheriff, and he's really good in the role. And this is the kind of series Cub would really enjoy, but he doesn't watch this stuff anymore. It's sad. He spends all his time watching lesbian movies.
Yeah, yeah, but a lesbian movie goes just 90 minutes. I have this kind of time.
But you watched 4 different ones, and they were all 90 minutes.
I'll say this: the guy in there, the main character Wayne, played by M.J. Anthony. He does a really good job of a crazy kid.
Well, so what happens is the way the story unfolds is you initially see this girl being kidnapped, and she has a boyfriend with her who's like a football star, and he's asthmatic, which is kind of strange because how many football captains, quarterbacks have asthma? And I don't know of any. But at any rate, they go to kidnap her and throw her in a van, and they're wearing like pig masks and stuff. And he tries to fight them, and they end up throwing them both in the van. Well, later he ends up dying, and everyone thinks that it's a Satanist who did it because he has like Satan stuff tattooed on him, and there's Satan iconography put around the death scene. What actually happened was, back in those days, and maybe even today, they had people who would try to rescue you from cults, and they would show up and they would like kidnap people from a cult. And this, of course, was kidnapping, but they do it anyway. And in this case, the guy who got kidnapped with her, who wasn't supposed to be kidnapped, ended up dying from his asthma. So they made it look like satanic people had done it, which spread to you've got one of my least favorite characters in this series is a character we've seen. Do you remember the mist, the lady who's the Bible thumping crazy person? You remember her, Cub?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you've got a very similar character here, and you've got the same totally
And the
subservient.
mother goes crazy.
The way they portray Christians is like this kind of weird mob who you get one crazy person and they all go along with her. That is not how Christians are. So I do have that bone to pick with this series. But overall, I kind of liked it. I thought it was well acted. It was spooky. The devil does actually show up. The thing is, they're hysterical about something that's not real, but there are people who see it. There's lights that go out. You see him in mirrors. He busts through and
demonic possession.
But we are not sure if what we're seeing is real or what we're seeing is in the minds of the people. It doesn't make that clear. Although to me, I think he really was the devil there.
The minds of the people.
The devil was feeding on the what the other people were doing and the fear and all that good stuff. But overall, it's the kind of series Cub would like. I think it's well thought and reasoned.
It sounds
you should
interesting.
At least watch a few episodes of it, Cub.
But
you might get hooked on it.
Maybe I watched the first episode and look if it hooks.
You sound just like
Jez.
You sound like Jez when Cub is trying to convince Jez to watch something good, and he's like, I'll watch a few minutes of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But really, Greg, you have to be fair. It's that when I say I'm working on stuff and I don't have so much time for watching.
Oh, you got no time. You're way slammed. That's why I try to pile extra stuff on.
Serious. It's really it's really not fair. For example,
no, it's not fair at all. You know when you have a truck and it's overloaded, but you throw on a bunch of extra weight anyway.
Yeah, for
it's
example,
not fair, but it's good for the truck. Then the truck can handle a little extra strain. Don't you feel better knowing you could handle more work?
For example, I want to make a review on Teen Wolf, and this is one of
you know what, Cook? You know what you need? You ought to do, Cook? Make a review on our movie review.
No, but the thing is, just to review this stupid movie, Teen Wolf, I also have to talk about the TV series, which has 100 episodes. 100.
But you don't have to watch every episode. All you have to do is watch a couple of episodes.
I have to watch the whole series because they made after the TV series, they made a cinema movie again.
You still don't have to watch.
This is not going to be a movie.
No, it is.
There's
a big bunch of time.
No, it came out. But no. So
if we trim that down to like 3 or 4 hours from 100, there's time for all kinds of extra stuff.
No,
Greg, you down.
Greg, I just want to tell you, I take it very serious when I make a review, and there's for me no excuse. I can't talk about the Teen Wolf if I don't watch the series. I can't talk about it because then I'm like all the other reviewers.
But Cub, you could watch. But I watch stuff too, and sometimes you watch a representative sample because you can't commit to the whole 100 hours. So you pick a few episodes, and then you can squeeze in hysteria with all the extra time.
No, as I said, I'm not this kind of a reviewer. When I talk about something, then I watch and then I make a review on it. Not
That's true, and we're all
and
proud of you for that.
and
Exactly.
and so I'm really sorry that I can't just when somebody says, "Oh, watch this whole TV series or this first
Well,
season
they
or
said watch the
whatever."
whole series. They said watch a couple episodes.
And that you said you could watch it if it was a movie. Why can't you watch 2 hours? That would be equal to the movie that you were going to watch, that you committed to watching, that you said, I will watch.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the first 2 episodes. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, and when it's really good, then I watch it through.
Well, that's fair. I think you'll like it. Bazzil has recommended it highly to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's only one left on the list.
No, it can't be. There have to be more on the list.
No, that's not. We even added extra.
It could go all the way till 3 o'clock in the morning and still want to go on. Still not be tired.
No, because we do you have?
I remember a certain New Year's. Hey, I remember a certain New Year's Eve stream when you just kept going and going and going and going and going and going. We woke up about 7 or 8 o'clock the next morning. You were still going. Like, God damn!
I think you were streaming with Kat.
Yeah, but have you Salem Slot on the list?
Oh no, I don't have it on the list. It wasn't on your list.
What is it?
Well, I hadn't got a chance to see it. You want to save it for the next one?
Yeah. Okay. If nobody has seen it, or we have to
sorry,
save it
I mean,
for the next one, or what is with the Crow, or Substats, or Beetlejuice 2, or Horizon?
None of that. You didn't put any of that on the list.
Yeah, but I didn't know that I have to put a Western on the list. You are the Texan guy.
But I don't have time to watch a little movie like this. I have other things to do. I have to watch my 8-hour series.
Okay. All we got Terrifier 3 left, and I haven't seen that either.
I didn't even know it was on the list.
Yeah, and I have
There you
watched.
go
The
again.
reason I didn't watch it because Cub said that he refused to watch it. He said it was too gory, and he didn't want to watch gore
scared him.
anymore. You remember all that, Cub?
Yes, and I wanted to surprise Kat with what
And she did watch it, and she wanted it on the list. So
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah. Yes, and yesterday I watched Here in a Violent Nature and all the 3 Terrifier movies, just to be prepared for today.
Oh man! And you could have watched Hysteria with all that time.
Yeah, nobody told me about Hysteria.
I thought I did. I don't know.
So we looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 15 different movies so far.
Yeah, at least, and some of them we added, like Joker 2, weren't on the list.
Yeah.
All kinds of other stuff. We talked about the Batman. We had probably 20.
Yeah, but Greg, have you seen Terrifier 1 and 2?
No, I haven't.
What's that one about?
So I'm the only one who has seen all 3 Terrifier movies, and I was the only one who didn't want to see any of them.
I know. I do have them earmarked. I was going to watch them.
So I wasted yesterday 6 hours because they go 2 hours. These stupid movies.
I wasted 2 hours to watch Hysteria.
6 hours for nothing.
We spent 8
6
hours
hours
watching Hysteria yesterday.
You wasted 6 hours on a shit movie when you could have seen 2 hours of a great series.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Your methodology is flawed, Cub.
Well, he had to watch the first 2 if he was going to watch the third one. That's how Cub thinks, right?
Yeah, I can't talk just about the third one. I never seen the first one. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense, but that's exactly what I was going to do. Just watch the third one.
It makes perfect sense for Cub, though.
If it's on the list.
No, because the third one is a direct continuation to the second one. And you have at least you have to watch the second one.
Okay, so I'm glad I didn't watch the third one. I've got the second one on one of my services. I guess I'll watch that. Now try to watch the third one, and then maybe we can talk about it all with the.
Yeah, and by the way, the second
Cat.
one, by the way, plays in the same, goes farther in the same night like the first one.
But you can talk about Salem's Lot now if you want.
5 years later. No, why? I'm the one that can't stand these movies. Why should I talk about them?
That's
No,
a good point.
No, the first Terrifier is from 2016, and the second Terrifier plays 5 years. No, plays in the same night like the first one, but was made 2023 last year. So part 2 it takes directly off when part 1 ends in the same night. But part 3 is from this year, but it's supposed to play 5 years later. For reasons.
Wow. So it's spread out over a long period of time. But they're
So what platform is that on?
No, it doesn't make any sense because we have all the ones that we have the same actors. Most of them from the second one. Second and the third one have the same actors, main actors. For example, a little boy in part 2 who is now supposed to go to the college, but looks exactly the same like in the part 2. In the third part 3, he looks exactly the same, but it's supposed to be 5 years later.
Wow.
And also for reasons, the first 2 take place on Halloween, and the third one takes place on Christmas. Yeah, whatever. These stupid movies, we talk about them when we all have seen them. Okay?
That sounds fair. So Bazzil wanted to talk about. He just went to the horror convention in Houston, and like a couple of months ago. What did you want to say about your trip to the convention, Bazzil?
Oh yeah, it was a great experience. I mean, there is nothing else like it. You know, you have all these different conventions, you know, movie conventions and stuff, but this is phenomenal. I've never seen anything like this. Man, people who come from all over the country, some of them from all across the world too, coming to see this one convention. They're all dressed up in various costumes. You know, you might see somebody from Friday the 13th, somebody from Halloween and stuff, and they have a lot of the actors from these movies. The actors from the movies are there, the directors or producers, and you can actually interact with these people. You can sit down and talk to these people physically one-on-one, take pictures with these people, get autographs from them, talk about the movies, buy a lot of paraphernalia from the movies, speaker tumblers and mugs, keychains, everything you can freaking imagine. Free movies. You can actually sit through some of the movies that they have for free. It's an amazing experience. And they have private movie screenings, so you can actually sit with the cast and go, step by step with some of the movies and stuff, and some of the experiences they had.
Yeah, me and Bazzil met there at the convention, so I've got to see some of those things as well. We were at like midnight screenings of these movies that hadn't came out yet, and during one of them is a horror movie, and the guy got killed by a dildo going through his eye. Remember? And the guy and the guy was sitting in the next row. He said, "That's me." We had the girl who was getting killed or chased through the whole movie. She was sitting in the row next to me, and she was all laid out. It was crazy.
She was trashed. Man, she was out of it. It's a great experience. You know, I'm looking forward to the next one. I got there kind of late because I had to work. I couldn't get off work in time. Company wouldn't let me take off at all. They were just being real jackasses about everything. But the next one, I'll be, I plan on taking 3 to 4 days off. Save, perhaps somebody if I have to, and save up some money. So
those things run. all day and then halfway through the night. You almost have to get a hotel room there, which is what I did.
Because you can't. Yeah, it's just too hard to drive back and forth. You're exhausted by the time you get finished.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I really think you'd enjoy it. I know Cub, he went to some kind of a Star Trek convention or something and got to meet with all the people. Tasha Yar from the Next Generation. I don't know if that's one of the ones she met, but I met her up there. And she was doing a thing about her pet cemetery, and she had the cat with her. It was stuff.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, there is a TV series, a very good one, which is also playing, which is even better than The Penguin. It's called The Franchise. Has anybody seen it from you?
No.
I've noticed it. I haven't watched it yet. I did.
Really
I was
good.
aware of it. It's kind of making fun of the Marvel thing, right?
Yes, no, but of both. Because it's clearly a DC movie. It's clearly something like Aquaman, what they are making as a movie. But we have somebody there who's like Kevin Feige, who looks like Kevin Feige, and constantly changes the script for the movie. Because, for example, there are people in the movie. They're called the Water People or whatever. And the German director is really proud of his story, what he makes, and it's comic book accurate and so on. And then this Kevin Feige guy, he says, "Oh yeah, these water people, they are all died in the movies that supposed to come after this one, but now we are releasing them before." And so you water people have to go from the script. And so they have to change the script during the fly. And it's so
they're telling
funny.
us how our shows are getting ruined.
Yes. It's and then they have to put in a female character with superpowers, because this Kevin Feige guy, he's called a misogynist in the internet, and so he said, now here, put me in here a female character whatsoever, like Captain Marvel, but they don't have a female character in the story, just a ghost. But now they make the ghost, the woman, the most powerful being in the universe, and completely destroy the comic book story with it. It's so bizarre to watch that. It's so funny. It's the best series. I would say
that they finally reached the point of being mocked.
Yes, and I'm now on episode 3. I think it's had 8 episodes. It's called The Franchise, and really, episode 3 is really the. I have to watch it in English, and I'm going to rewatch it in German, because some of there are so many hints and things in it that you don't get it all at the same time when English is not your native language. And so I have to rewatch it in German when it comes out here sometimes. And I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it again and to get all the gags and so on.
In its original German.
Yeah, they talk German.
So
partially, the German director talks German. He's a German. Here, it's the guy here.
So he's really German, or they're just playing that he's German?
No, it's the German guy here from Clover.
So what I'm saying, you're saying in the show they have a fake German director, but is it a real German director who's directing the thing?
No, he's a German actor.
Okay, he's the director in the show, right?
He's playing a German director.
Okay, I was just clearing that up.
Yeah, it's this actor. It's Zemo from Civil War.
Oh, there you go.
This German actor. He plays the director, and he speaks German in this partially, in at least the first episode. And he has also somebody, a worker, is also from Germany, and so they say something in German, which you don't get if you don't speak German. They make it fun of these American guys. Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, but it's really good, and they're very short. These episodes are just 25 minutes, and they're it's really good.
Oh man, that's within the range of Bazzil's attention span.
Yeah. So I highly recommend that for
Before I fall asleep.
Right.
for our Christmas stream or New Year's stream or whatever. I highly recommend that.
Well, it's your show. I mean, it sounds like we should add it. Salem's Lot
Yeah.
and the franchise and the Alien Romulus. And I guess Terrifier 3, by then, hopefully Kat will join us. And we'll be able to discuss that. You know, if she wants to discuss Hysteria again, we can. Because she wanted to discuss that too. So, and of course, you'll be able to watch a couple of episodes by then. And you might watch 3 episodes if you like the first 2. Who knows?
Yeah, and we didn't talk about the substance also.
About what?
The substance.
Yeah, I don't think it was on the list.
Nope.
If it wasn't on the list,
Another one of these mysterious movies that's never on the list.
Too much behind the scenes telling people about the list.
Yes.
Yeah,
beneficial. Somebody would update the list from time to time.
It was on the list. But it's not important.
So what is important is we have a big election coming up here, and
yes, very important.
You got what I would call a populist in Donald Trump going up against the traditional Democrat and Kamala Harris, and you have, if you were to look back in history, some people say votes don't matter, but I mean, let's look back at another populist, Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt, he was a populist president, and everybody, he's using executive orders for too many things. Well, he broke up the robber barons. He established national parks. He did away with child labor and banned that. He established the 40-hour work week. He basically created the middle class in America, and that was the last real populist president. Now, we also had FDR, who was a populist president and gave us Social Security, which is really important. And you could throw Lyndon Johnson in there with his Medicaid and Medicare and food stamps and your basic society. Voting is important. You know, it can be very important. If you look at England, right after World War II, they voted Churchill out and they voted in Labor, and they got their national health. It also, did away with their empire. That was because of a vote. Without that vote,
but also because of a vote, they voted Churchill back in. Can you remember that?
In the 50s, they sure did. But by then, what I'm saying is, they all have national health, which they didn't have before that vote. That they voted that in. The English, the British use a different system. I can't point to an individual who pushed it forward. It was the Labor government that did that. They also did a lot of crazy stuff in the Middle East with, when they broke up their empire, they didn't do it correctly, and they left a lot of threads unraveled. But what I'm trying to say is voting is important. I mean, without that vote, when they got rid of Churchill, everybody in Britain didn't have universal health care. We don't have that here. They voted that in. I'm just trying to point to different points in history where votes were very important. And I think this is one of those points in history.
Yes, but Greg, the problem is not if people go vote or not. The problem is if they vote, and you have some something like the Democrat Party that steals the election like 4 years ago.
Well, yeah,
and it
they
doesn't
stole.
matter.
Yeah,
if you want to discuss, we could discuss.
They got hundreds
Democrats
of millions
stealing
of illegal
elections.
aliens on the ballots and the damn judges.
Let's go back in history. Lyndon Johnson very clearly rigged elections. It's admitted by historians that John F. Kennedy, got a lot of rigged votes. It's a tradition in the Democratic Party. So yeah, and as for the Germans, they have an illusion of a democracy. They've basically got Kaisers. You had the Kaiser Wilhelm, and then Kaiser Merkel, and whoever they got nowadays. But
Kaiser
the way,
Scholz.
yeah, what they do is they break y'all up into all these different parties. If you have 8 or 10 choices, you've got no choice at all, because you're so divided up into these little bitty groups that you can't. Well, I call her Kaiser Merkel, but yeah, I think she was the unofficial Kaiser, right, Cub?
No, but the thing is really the problem with now with this vote election on the 5th. Remember the 5th of November. Yeah,
Right.
The V like Vendetta election. The problem is that people are afraid that the Democrats are going to steal the election.
There's going to be shenanigans. They're going to try
They're
to steal
already doing it. Look at all they've got hundreds of millions of illegal
They're working
aliens
on it right now.
on the ballots, and the damn court systems are not forcing, not allowing the states to take these illegal aliens off the ballot.
The courts have been corrupted, Bazzil.
Yeah. But I
That's
guess
exactly what happened during the 2000 election.
I'm not saying it's not corrupt. I'm not saying they're not going to try to
exactly.
But you know, you got every
I
time
agree
you
with
have
you. The courts are corrupt. They've been corrupted by the Democrats and the mob and God knows who else. Democrats probably paying off these damn judges, to
if they try to sell anybody, Kamala Harris, as winner of this election, then there are going to be riots. That's for sure. Because 2 times in a row stealing the election from the American people, I don't think that the Americans
you can't have a country can't remain, united.
Well, the thing that needs to happen, really, the way to solve this problem is for Texas to say "fuck you" to the union and to secede. Now, when that happens, what's going to happen is it's going to be a domino effect. The states that were once part of the old Confederacy, one by one, will follow Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, and some other states out there. Georgia, we don't need Georgia. Fuck that shit.
We don't need any of them. We don't need any of them, Bazzil. They can all form up into their own clump. We'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
No, then we will get a true North and South America.
Yeah.
Well, we already have North and South America, so.
Well, we'll have a North and South,
America?
United States.
North America,
you know what's going to break
America.
up the United States? The political thing. But what's going to happen? We got $33 trillion in debt. In a few years, we won't even be able to pay the interest on the debt. That's going to destroy it, because the Democrats love to spend, and that's all they know how to do. They're insane.
Yeah, I know. But here in Germany, it's the same thing. They are now talking about making more debts that we can send more money into the Ukraine. Not for our people here who are starving partially and have nowhere to live and live on the streets. No, we want to send more money to the Ukraine, and that's why we want to make more debts here.
I understand where you're coming from with that perspective. But you can still support Ukraine. You can take money that we're giving to these fucking Arabs, to the fucking Africans, to the other countries out there, Mexico and all this other shit. Funnel that money, give it to the people that really need it. What Ukraine is getting is less than 1%, less than 1/10% of our total of our total gross product.
Yeah,
they're getting a lot of old weapons and old equipment that we need to get rid of anyway.
Yeah,
a lot of the stuff is being proven in battle, so it's actually beneficial.
We probably should limit it to like old stuff or whatever. We can't afford this anymore.
Look at the Bradleys. They weren't really tested before. Patriot systems, that's a new system that wasn't tested before.
The Patriot system is 30 years old. Bradleys
Yes,
are 40
I-
years old. I don't know
yeah,
No,
what
that's
you're
working
talking about.
great.
it was tested in Iraq. Yeah,
They were
against
tested.
in the
Well,
Iraq
yeah,
war.
but I mean, limited. It was
They were
limited, but
tested
now
30
look at
years
it. It's proven its worth. You know, a lot of this equipment that we're giving away
Yeah, we're
is
going to have to
great,
sell them.
but
We're going to have garage
exactly,
sales
we
on
got to
that
get rid
stuff.
of it anyway.
We're broke.
So why not
We're
just?
broke, Basil. We're going to have a garage sale and sell some of the Bradleys off or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, that's how it works. We can't afford it anymore.
yeah,
God
but
dang.
I think Putin has now enough Bradleys. I think he said we have enough of them captured. We don't
Yeah.
need more of them
There you go.
in his collection.
Mhm. Well, you know, Vladimir Putin has to be stopped some way, somehow. Somebody either, you know, the European Union and some of the Western allies.
I don't see
have to
anything
find a way to
happening.
stop it.
I don't think the border's going to move. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think just more people are going to die until they finally sign a treaty. It's like the Korean War. I don't see anything. Militarily, I don't see a
Yeah.
way for either side to win. I know they're both really hard-headed. It's like the
Yeah, they
Germans
are.
and the French, man. Y'all guys went after it hard. No one could talk sense to you, but you could have shut that shit down in 1915, you know? I mean, when in World War I, you remember when they came out for the Christmas truce and it was Christmas and the armies just came out and hugged and stuff and didn't fight anymore? That should have ended the war. That would have been a nice ending for the freaking war, you know?
Yeah, but then it
Mhm.
wouldn't be called World War One.
Right. It was
Yeah.
terrible. But yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, I
I'm for the
agree.
war ending. I don't
I
think
agree
you can.
with you. I agree with you, what you're saying. But until such time as something goes, you know, you've got to keep Russia at bay some way,
Look,
somehow.
it's not our choice. You pick your choice. You know, you got Biden and Harris, or you got Trump, and Trump's probably going to go for the peace solution. He's not going to go for all that money. I don't think so.
It's clear that Trump is going to win the election, but it's not clear if the
It looks
Democrats
like a landslide.
are not stealing it again. Like last time. Last time Trump was also the winner, but they stole
He
it.
won by a landslide, but the fucking Democrats stole it. You know, they cheated.
And they might do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you really
we need to get away from this electronic.
They're going to have
stuff,
with Harris as their candidate. They're going to really have to. I don't think they can do it. She's that bad.
You know, look how I hate to say it, look how the Muslims vote. They do it with a blood print. You know, when you write your ballot, they pierce your finger and you.
I don't think we should do that.
On the ballot. Well, yeah, you could do it with a thumbprint, with an ink thumbprint here. Do it by hand, and then you.
Yeah.
Hit
Okay.
it with a thumbprint.
We can't get them to bring. We can't get them to require identification, Q. So you're never going to get that together.
That's just true.
Anyway, I didn't mean to go all political, but I thought I should mention it because huge election.
Yes,
well, the Texans are winning. That's a good
people
thing.
should go vote, but also, as I said, I think Trump is going to win, but on the other side, the Democrats are not going to give up power so easily. They demonstrated that the last years they are not willing to give up any power.
Well,
so, they're going to fight. They're going to fight like hell.
Come to it.
So,
but that being said, Texans are up 23-13 over the Colts.
Oh wow! See this text from Loser 3000. He says his grandfather reunited with a U.S. soldier that spared his life. I have no idea where he's from. I know he's in our Skogli chat, and I invited him to come over, but I don't know. He might be German, or who knows.
No, when he's called loser, then he's clearly a British guy, or not? Hey, that's jazz in disguise.
Yeah.
so you think is an American spared a British? Maybe.
Yeah, because we Germans, we call ourselves winner, as you know. We never lost a war.
Well, y'all certainly fought very hard.
And we are still fighting. It's not over yet.
That's right. Well, the fight's political now, so that you don't have to fight these wars.
No, we send.
I'd love to. We need to see that Russian war shut down. I'm sorry, but it needs to shut down. I don't see. I'm not going to talk about it. It just drives me crazy that every day all these people are dying, and it sits on my mind.
And there's no way to no.
And it seems like there's no end to the
It doesn't
fight.
seem like it's going to stop.
Oh my God! It seems like it can go on for another 10 years. It's just crazy.
No, it's not. Trump already said when he is in power, he's going to stop the war in Ukraine in
I don't see how he
24
can
hours.
stop it.
Yeah, he said he's not
Either.
even going to take the office. He's going to start contacting them as soon as he wins. So that's smart.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
The way I see it happening, he's going to give both of them an ultimatum, and if one of them rejects it, he's going to say, "Okay, I gave you a chance." If
Yeah,
Russia says yes, Ukraine says no.
That sounds like his style, but
I
I don't
gave you
know.
a chance.
I don't know how he's going to. It'll be a magic trick if he pulls it off. But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
He's German. There we
yeah,
go.
he's German. He's German.
I call him L3.
L3. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So I would say let's finish this one, and my next review Wednesday is going to be Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a big one. And after that, we get Friday the 13th and so on.
Well, hang on. Maybe I can put a link to your... Can you put a link to your channel in the chat for...
No, the link to my channel is in the description.
Okay. So
And
if you want to check out Cub's channel, it's really good. It's
yeah, it's awesome.
He also has videos in German, L3. So it's the Lone Wolf Cub channel.
Yeah,
named after, the Lone Wolf Cub series of movies and the TV show.
Yeah, and I see in my description there is just links to my other channels, the one on Rumble, BitChute, Odysee, but not the YouTube one. I have to change that.
Where's the YouTube one?
That's another German mistake. I thought you weren't allowed that mistake.
Yeah, it's a mistake. How could that happen? Damn it.
Did you get banned from the US?
So I'm going to put the link here in I'm going to put it here in the chat and going to correct that for the next stream. So that's my channel.
I see the link. Rumble in there, but I don't see it.
So as I said, the next one is Nightmare on Elm Street, and after that we go. I go over the Sean S. Cunningham retrospective, starting with Friday the 13th and so on. And the big final this year is going to be the Spider Month. December is going to be the Spider Month, where we get three
We're doing a stream in December, late December.
Oh yeah, our next stream is going to be
last Sunday in December.
Sunday in December, which is December 29.
Christmas/New Year stream.
Yeah, that is going to be the Christmas/New Year stream. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so send us a link about what the movies are going to be, so I can start. Some of these movies, hopefully.
We should also mention that Cub does a stream with Jez every week on Wednesdays on Jez channel. If you want, you could put a link to that.
Digital Pollution.
Digital
Pollution. Just dial in at YouTube. Digital Pollution.
Yeah, Digital Pollution.
Yeah, and I have a link in the description.
Jez's link is right
there. But is it really there?
There's one on Odyssey too.
Well, there you
Odyssey.com.
Yeah, I think he lost his Odysee channel, but his YouTube channel is
Did he lose the Odyssey channel?
Yeah, I think he deleted it.
It's gone. You should have watched it more when you had the chance, Bazzil. Now
Yep.
it's gone.
Yeah, channel is
Yes.
not found.
We made a watch
Well,
the YouTube channel before YouTube takes
Happy
it away.
Halloween, everybody. So,
But a
Yeah.
great stream, Jets. I enjoyed it.
are they doing trick or treating in Germany, or did that go away with the COVID? Or
I don't know, and I don't care.
you're in Germany.
Typical Cub.
This is why my updates from Germany are so sparse. Look,
yes,
L3 says you still do it.
yeah,
I
they
had no
do.
idea he was German.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they do it. I guess in the big
I'm gonna
city,
go trick or treating. I'm gonna dress up like Cub.
but here in the small villages like where I live, there are few that are going around here with disguise and so on, but it's
Probably it's all
not
the
much.
werewolves eating people. They're afraid to
Yeah.
go out at night, right?
Yeah, Halloween is not such a big thing here in Germany.
But it's getting bigger. It's growing all the time. That's how it starts, Q. I mean, Cub.
Yeah.
Probably, yes. And the funny thing is,
voodoo people going around there too.
I have as a thumb here
Voodoo
as my picture. I have a Halloween picture.
There
It's
you go.
Nightmare Before
Yeah.
Christmas. Here, the
That's
sheep that looking at the Zets here. It's from Nightmare Before Christmas. So that's a Halloween movie.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're done then.
Okay, then I would say thanks for watching and listening, and thanks for being on here, Greg and Bazzil, and see you next time.
See you then.
All right. Take care.